All right, we are back, huh? We're back at the 9 Club, everybody. Today, we have
time
two
out.
very
He got a 9 Club sticker on his board already.
Boom.
That is amazing. How does that happen?
They gave me some last time, and ever since they gave them to me, I put them
I'm
on
only
my board
asking.
now.
I'm
Special.
just inquiring. I love that.
Special.
I'm not saying.
Special
Obviously.
guests. Mr. Steve Olson and Salba are in the building, dude. How are you guys? Olson, you seem really good. Really good.
Fantastic.
Let's get it going.
Thanks for
What were you doing during my intro? You were talking about Salba's trucks.
No, I was just saying they're really. Oh,
and he's got a 9 Club sticker on his
wow! And you don't ride a bush. You don't ride a washer
I do.
on the top.
Yes, there.
Underneath. Oh,
Yeah,
I
it's
see.
there.
I see. My bad. That's
I ride
obvious.
washers.
I'm
Wait, what are you
63.
talking? Oh,
I'm not day
He's
one.
60. Yeah, there's no cushion.
I'm not
in
day
there
one.
either.
Jesse.
well, wait a minute. So
Matt
you-
Rodriguez.
because
what?
a lot of the guys they don't put the washer on sometimes.
I know, that's
you-
what I thought. No, I see. He's right. It's got a cup on there.
I think the guys who ride the Powell bushings don't use the washer.
Yeah.
Right.
It's got the little
Tweaks
harder-
little thing. And
Right.
Yes.
personally, it doesn't. For me, it's like, what's the point?
What bushings you roll?
I'm rocking clouds still.
Oh, right. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
from the old days. I have a collection of them. When the guy died, well, he was going to die. Rinaldi went out of business. I found he was going out of business. He's the guy that made all that stuff for everybody.
Okay.
I went to his shop and bought all the remaining stock he had left.
Wait a minute. So wait, he would just freestyle. I mean, he was it a company?
Yeah, Rinaldi was the company.
Okay,
They made wheels and skateboard trucks and roller skate stuff too.
gotcha.
And bushings for everybody.
And you love the
For
bushings.
skateboarding and for rollerblade.
The
I mean, not
bushings.
rollerblade, but roller skates.
You like the bushings?
Yeah, I love the bushings.
So how many do you have?
I had a box of white, a box of yellow, and a box of blue, and a box of red.
Are they all different?
It's full to the top, and now I'm pretty much about that much.
Okay, of each box,
I'm down to like 2 boxes now.
different hardnesses.
Yeah, different
Okay.
hardnesses. The blue ones are softer, the white ones are usually harder, and the red ones are harder.
Do you know what the hardness is? Just kidding.
I think they were 97s
Chris
back
Howard
in
is
those
so
days,
serious.
or 95s.
I mean, you want to know, don't you?
No, I don't. I don't know, but I was like, whoa, he is actually asking a really
No, because it's
serious
interesting,
question.
though.
Well,
I
back in
didn't-
those days, they made them in 92, 95, and 97. I know that.
Right.
much.
Okay.
What wheels do they make, Rinaldi?
They made Rinaldi wheels. They were like an off shitty brand, but they made most of it for roller skates.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember the name.
But they made a whole bunch of different. They just silk screened the bushing names on them, and they made other stuff too. The Rinaldi bushings, Clouds bushings. I forget the other names. I have them in the house because I got other colors that have different names on them, but they're the same thing.
Do you switch them out a bunch?
I usually switch them out when I put a new board together because they do. Sometimes the old urethane gets crackly, and they kind of, depending on what. Some of the urethane's harder, some of it's softer. The softer shit seems to kind of like go away, almost like the old Bennett bushings, like the green
Yeah,
bushings, like that. Like they just
Deteriorate.
crumble, and they crumble and deteriorate.
That's what I was gonna say. I feel like they would
So,
deteriorate after
Yeah,
all
so
these years.
some of them do.
You put your trucks together and you just
Yeah,
you-
so usually I have to
crumble?
step on it and kind of do this and see if they crack or do that. And if they do, I put another one in. So that has happened from time to time.
this Rinaldi wheels.
There you go, boom,
Yeah.
right there.
Look at this. Olson's amazed right now. The technology that the 9 Club has developed
I'm not
since the
amazed.
time that Olson's been
I'm
on the
laughing
show.
That is so.
What are you,
It's awesome though.
were you a fan of Rinaldi?
Just love the popped up right there. That is awesome.
That's rad. You pull it up.
Please remove
That's
it.
sick.
There you go. See?
You guys rock.
Rinaldi, yes.
Did they sponsor a bunch of people? Were you sponsored by
I'm sure
them?
they did.
Oh, you
I was never
Oh, okay.
sponsored for them, but I just liked their bushings. I loved them. I still do.
Wait a minute. Go ahead.
No,
Sorry.
it's just an observation. Rinaldi wheels looks like the Indy 500 board logo.
Yes.
Removing it and putting Rinaldi wheels. Either way, whatever.
Amazing.
Wasn't that
When you-
amazing insight?
Before we started the show, you guys were talking about kind of how you guys first met. Before the contest stuff, really? How
I remember seeing him at Fruit Bowl the first time I went to Fruit Bowl.
what was Fruit Bowl?
It was in Garden Grove.
Okay.
I didn't know he was Steve Olson then, but I definitely saw
Neither
him.
did I.
And I saw him and his brother riding roller skates.
Okay.
And it was Kenny Means.
I was
roller
not
skates.
riding roller skates.
Oh,
My
you
brother
Your
was
brother
riding
was.
roller skates.
Your brother was, not you.
Riding Kenny Means.
No, you were, yeah, but they were riding roller skates. And I think Waldo was there that day.
Maybe in a way.
I think Wally was there for sure. He was there all the time at that point. I only went there twice.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
This
I took the bus all the way down there one time. Me and my buddies rode the
That's
bus
the
down
fruit bowl.
there.
This is a fruit bowl.
Yeah.
Time out.
1976.
Who's doing this?
It's AI.
Oh, AI's just picking it. I'm
Yeah,
asking.
everything
I'm-
you're, no. JC's back there.
Okay,
Googling.
cool.
It's cool to see that though.
So you only went there a couple times. I never really heard of the fruit bowl.
Yeah, we took the bus there the first time. Me and my buddies, because we found out about it, and they found out where it was. He was older than I was. And then the second time I went, I was actually sponsored by a skateboard shop in Covina called Wild Wheels. That was like my first shop sponsor. And they piled us all into like a VW van, and we went down there.
And that was the first time you were.
Well, that was the second time I went
Oh,
there.
second
But
time.
every time I go there was always people there like that were getting crazy cool, and I didn't know anybody's name yet. I mean, I knew Wally because he was in a magazine in Waldo.
Okay.
But all the other guys, like I saw him. I saw Arab too. Was Eric Groff? I didn't know his name at that time. Up until a little bit later when we met at El Pool and Baldy. Oh, that you! I saw you there. And blah, 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 So.
Well, how old were you at that time?
I mean, shit. I was like little, dude.
You were 11.
I mean, I'm thinking like 12, 13.
Okay.
Probably 13. Probably about then.
How old are you now?
I'm 61 now.
Oh, it's 2 years younger. So okay.
I'll be 62 Thursday.
We found the
Hey.
fruit bowl.
Hey.
How? 62.
I'll be 62 Thursday.
Happy
happy
early
birthday.
birthday.
Yeah.
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 We should have got a
Amazing.
cake
Yeah,
or something.
duh.
Cakes. Why didn't you fill us in?
No one knew. It's all good.
I didn't know. To be honest.
But what did
But
you
I
guys?
would've known.
Did you guys meet there at the fruit bowl, or you
Well,
guys
no,
just
we
saw
never
each
knew.
other?
Saw each
Oh, you
other,
just
but
saw
look,
each other.
I remember seeing Salba when the Pipeline skate park opened in Upland. The opening day. And there were like the dudes, like the pros in the magazine at the time.
Okay.
And then there was, like I said, this little guy. You were a little, well, not dirty. That was the wrong word to
No,
use.
but that's all good.
But you were like, no, but you weren't like, the other dudes had like whatever those
Gear?
jerseys are.
Yeah.
Jerseys. They had they were like sponsored dudes. But here's this kid ripping as hard as these dudes, and we're like, who's that dude?
Little kid.
Yeah, probably 13.
Yeah, I was 13.
Wow.
Yeah, ripping though. Ripping as hard as they were ripping. And they were ripping. You know who was ripping that session? In my opinion, was Hackett.
Yes.
He was on fire.
Yes, he
Alva
was.
was kind of on
Yeah.
fire.
Baniac, too.
Yeah.
Dave Hackett.
Dave Hackett.
Yeah.
Yes.
Your Mason
Where's
neighbor.
Dave Hackett? Is he not in the?
He's in the Mesa. No.
Is he not anymore?
He's in
He's in
Carolina.
South Carolina.
Oh, so-
yeah.
Okay, I heard he moved
Yeah.
out of state.
Yeah, he's gone.
Okay.
Yeah, he had a wicked thruster. Out of all those dudes in those time frame, for me, he definitely had the wickedest thruster out of them all.
Yeah, it was pretty insane.
He
That
had,
session was
like how he
wild,
snaps
too.
his frontside grinds in the pool. He would do that in the pipe. You
In the
know?
full
The
pipe.
worm had a
Yeah.
wicked thrust.
Yes, he did too. Yes.
Okay, so Hackett was ripping the worm. Who's a worm?
Kevin Anderson
Kevin
from the
Anderson.
South Bay.
Okay.
Yeah, the South Bay guys,
EP.
when they came in the pipeline,
Like Forrest.
Forrest,
passed away.
and Hembe, and like Rod Saunders.
Didn't catch that one.
Yeah, like, I don't know Hembe's name. I just remember that was his nickname. I don't even really know
Steve
his real
Vargas.
name. That's Steve Forrest.
But
Okay,
Dave
yeah.
Forrest
Yeah, Dave
passed
Forrest,
away.
Yeah, he was rad too. He was the guy that did the big verts in a 15-foot bowl. But those guys were very impressive. The South Bay guys were really in the vert. I saw those guys before I saw the Dogtown guys.
Really?
Like I saw the second time I went to Fruit Bowl, Alba was there, I think too. But what I saw Kevin Anderson do and like Doug Schneider and like these other guys was like way crazy than what I saw those guys. And I saw them at El Pool. I saw them at Baldy Pipe too. So Worm has a whole bunch of footage that he puts on Facebook from all his friends that were filming. They had 16 mil back in those days. And when I first used to go to El Pool, I used to ride my bike from my house and then put my skateboard like bungee cord it.
From your house, El Pool.
Yeah, it was
Off a foothill?
well, yeah, I was off of Foothill and Grove. I mean, I lived like from Benson and Kingsley. I lived like at least 2-3 miles away.
Okay.
It's a distance to
Yeah,
pedal. What kind of
Yes.
bike?
I had a Schwinn
going
at
to
first, and then I had a
conduct
Yamaha. I had a yellow Yamaha, but when I ride the yellow Yamaha in the pool,
You had a yellow Yamaha with the shocks?
yes, I did.
It was cool. It was good. It was like a little motorcycle back then.
I was crazy on bikes before I was a skateboarder.
Oh, but you were riding in the
I
pool.
was super into bikes.
You were dropping in the pool on the.
No, I didn't drop in.
Okay,
We were just riding. But
riding.
even before I rode a skateboard in the pool, I rode a bike in the pool.
Yeah, but describe the L pool.
Yeah, the L pool
Yeah.
was insane. It was the old Upland Swim Club.
Okay.
And it's like where all the rich people in Upland lived. And so where the country club was, you just went down the street, which was Country Club Lane, and it led you right into the Upland Swim Club. And it was a 12-foot, almost like an Olympic pool, but it was shaped like an L. And it had this crazy, when you drop in like this, like a whoop-de-doo that kind of came in, almost like, it was very skate parkish. And it would kind of come down in the bowl, and you could ride the bowl. What we learned at L pool is how we kind of got good at Upland.
But it had a crazy amount of vert.
Yeah, it had 3
On
feet
the
of vert.
one
Yeah, one
wall
side was
coming
12 foot, had
towards you?
probably 9 foot, 8 foot trains with 3 feet of vert.
Why was there no water in it?
Because
It's like in an affluent
in the
neighborhood,
70s, everything
It wasn't
was
that influent.
Oh, okay.
in the 70s.
It's
Things
kind of
started closed
actually
down. You know what I mean?
kinda
'Cause
desolate.
It was recession,
Oh,
gas
gotcha.
crunch, all that kind
Yeah,
of
the
crap.
swim
you know
club
what I
was
mean?
definitely closed.
Yeah, it was closed for like a while.
Okay.
I think it closed like in 74.
And the building has been
Yeah,
vandalized.
yeah, it was just tweet. There was homeless dudes living
Gotcha.
It was kind of
Okay.
like a pool that you would go to
in there. Like there was
where you
dudes
would
like,
not show up, but you could prove yourself. If
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was
I never
like,
heard of that.
It was like Fruit Bowl. It was
Fruit
it was
Bowl.
our version of Fruit Bowl in our zone.
Okay.
Like Dogtown had like the Dog Bowl and Gonzalez Pool. Garden Grove had OC had like the Fruit Bowl, and then we had L Pool.
Before Pipeline, you said like the South Bay guys. Where were they skating before that?
They were skating everywhere, but they found out about Baldy Pipe from Wally Inouye.
So they were going up to
So
Baldy.
they're going to Baldy Pipe and skating that
Okay.
with Waldo and then Kevin Anderson, all those same guys. And I saw those guys there when I was a kid. And then when they found out about El Pool, I would see those guys there. And so, it's just so crazy because Worm has footage of all that, but he's got footage of me on my bike. It's very short, but
Right.
the kid
As
on the
a
yellow bike,
messenger.
that's me. And I'm like, dude, and he called me like this. I found the yellow bike, you on your little bike. And so he showed me the footage. So I was kind of hyped on that. It was pretty cool.
It seems like there was like a huge skate scene back then, but it was still very small. Like everybody knew
But it was
each other.
pretty huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it wasn't like I would be like, oh, hey, Steve.
Not yet.
No, that was after we started skating and competing against each other. But I thought skateboarding was huge.
Yeah, it was. It's,
Like where I grew up down there, like where Long Beach and the 405 and the 605 and the 22 all meet. It's where all the two big drainage ditches meet. And they meet, both of them, and then the middle walls come into one middle point and go down into absolutely nothing.
Okay.
I remember being like 300 kids there. Well,
300
kids.
300.
300 kids, yeah. I mean, this is before precision wheels. This is like loose ball bearing urethane wheels. Even with clay wheels.
What was like the board of choice back then?
homemade, whatever you
Yeah,
can get.
right.
that's
A
really-
lot of homemade.
Yeah, lots of homemade.
Break
boards.
off the roller skating wheels like that
Don't
homemade?
get crazy. Man. Are you
that
out
used
of
to
your
be-
mind? It's not
How do we-
1965.
Well, what do you mean by homemade then? How do you get
go
the trucks
to,
and wheels?
You have a wood shop?
Yeah, I had wood shop.
Yeah,
but where do
I
you
had
get the
wood
trucks
shop.
from?
You would go and
You buy them at
pinch
shops.
them.
Okay,
Yeah, you
okay,
pinch them at a
okay.
bicycle.
I mean, first
When you say homemade, I'm
But
picturing
no, I
like you're
get
doing
that,
the whole
but-
thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah, no, you're just breaking off the.
That's how they
the
used to do
scooter
it. I went to the
handles
skateboarding
and-
Hall of Fame. I've seen the
Okay, that's
wall.
cool.
Yeah, I had a couple friends
And the
who had
clip's
wood
still
shops.
playing.
That's right.
You know, I saw it up there at the Skateboard Hall of Fame.
Damn-
Longest
damn right.
playing clip on skateboarding history. No.
You know Liga Heimer.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
I
he-
saw him skate
He
Elpool.
made boards.
Who was the guy, Mike?
Okay.
Mike Cantu. Yeah.
Mike Cantu.
Yeah, he was rad, too.
Muckus.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of dudes ripping this Elpool. I also was fortunate. We didn't find, but we were turned on to the Fruit Bowl.
Okay.
By Little Willie. I don't know if you know Little Willie. He was a kid who rode a bike. He had a pool off of Brookhurst, which is in Garden Grove. Garden Grove, Brookhurst was kind of where the Fruit Bowl was. But he had a little tight pool. Went to Willie's. And Willie was kind of like Kelly from the Bad News Bears.
Okay.
A little bit. He was a little younger, but he was still like a little roughneck kid. But Willie says, "Oh, we're riding this pool." He's totally cool. He's a couple of years younger than us, but he's a hood. And he says, "Oh, I know a pool. Another pool, you guys. You want to go see it?" I was like, "Yeah, let's go." He's like, "It's the old insane asylum, hence the Fruit Bowl."
Okay.
So we go over, and here's that pool that was up there. AI, you're failing me right now, AI. I thought, but
We're not
fruit
that
bowl.
close. I mean,
FRUITBOWL. No, anyway, sorry.
You're giving JC a panic attack back there.
JC's here?
Yeah, he's usually.
Jesus Christ?
Yeah,
Amen, brother. No, oh, my bad. No, but anyway, we get to the fruit bowl, and it's like, are you kidding me? This building is like kind of dilapidated on the. Yeah, thank you. See what I mean? You ask from above, and you will receive.
You may have to do 3 Hail Marys after this.
Fine. There's pool. There's water in the pool, and Willie and his boys are going around. He's kicking his tail out, his back wheel over the light onto the tile, and missing the water. And we're like, hey, we're gonna get some buckets from the fruit bowl house, the insane asylum, whatever it was called. It had a name, but anyway, we bucketed it, and then we started skating, and bam, it became huge.
Really?
It was huge. L pool was pretty big.
Yeah, El Pool was massive.
Fruit bowl was big, but it was like more centrally located
Yeah.
for the masses to come through.
Wait, so the fruit bowl was the Insane Asylum bowl, or they were
Yes.
two separate?
No, totally.
Okay.
They saying that's why it's called the fruit bowl. Fruit.
I always heard when they first found it, there was like crazy people walking around, but I don't know if that was the
That's.
truth or not.
I don't
That
think
can't-
that's true.
Yeah, I don't.
Really?
think
It was
true.
closed.
Yeah.
So how many people?
Because we emptied the thing. There weren't crazy people. It was closed.
Just
because
walking around.
yeah, right. It was definitely out of business, but that would have been amazing, like Cuckoo's Nest. Like,
Yeah.
there's the Indian. Kidding,
How many people were skating the bowls at a time?
dude. At the fruit bowl, there was like 50 people,
Yeah.
75 people
On any given
let's
day?
say 40 in the shallow end, which was it was like a figure 8. So if you can't see what JC's.
We
you
have-
can.
we have a camera
You
here,
can
yeah.
bring it
Or,
up.
Yeah,
Anyway,
they can
whatever.
see
Doesn't matter. No, but it was insane.
That's it right there?
Yep.
There it is.
Okay.
There's Taters in the background.
Yeah.
To the right with his fro.
In
So
the
this
red?
guy, the guy with the plaid on.
Oh, right
No,
here?
keep
Oh,
going.
the
That
far
guy,
right.
yeah.
Oh, I thought that was
That's
you.
Skate Master Tate, if you know who that is.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
we know.
Do you know who
Well, I
Skate
know-
Master
I know
Tate
who
is?
he
In the,
Yeah.
get the
Definitely.
yellow helmet.
You could recognize me without it. Yeah, sorry.
You walked in like, who are you?
Yeah, that pool was amazing.
I met this guy Taters at this pool.
Oh, you met Taters at the pool?
At the fruit bowl.
Wow.
This is about homemade boards.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Oh, yeah.
definitely going different places. He said, he also dealt weed,
Okay.
like fingers. Like here's a three
Three-finger lid.
finger lid. Yeah, lid. I was stopping on the lid. Anyway, the big board for me was this Logan Erskine, like 3/4 inch white oak.
Oh, yeah.
It was expensive. It was like the same price as a skateboard now. It's like I can't afford that. I'm not skilled enough to make the kicktail without grinding into the flat part of the wood.
Okay.
This guy sitting there, Tater says, "I can build you one of those for half the price." I'm like, "How much is half the price?" He's like, "I'll make it for 20." I'm like, we know our shit, kind of. Like, okay, so it's like white 3/4 inch oak with the tail and It's
Okay.
a wedge tail. He's like, yeah. He's like, "I'll meet you here next week. Next weekend."
Did you give him the 20 beforehand? or
No,
were you- okay.
no, I'm not a fool. Sounds good. Is this a skate table?
Yeah, you like it?
Sick. Anyway. Oh, what kind, is that Canadian maple? No.
Rock hard.
It's oak.
Yeah.
7-ply.
How'd you know?
It's a Logan
The
Erskine.
fact of the matter is, so I go back. He shows up. I'm so hyped through that week. Like, I'm going to get this wicked board that I've been I'm 14, maybe
Yeah.
13, 14, whatever. I'm just going through the week like, I'm so stoked that I'm getting this
You're good, yeah.
I'm getting this board. I get there. He comes out and he shows me the board. It's the shape, but it's like red mahogany. And I'm like, I just look at it. I'm just thinking, it's not white oak. It's not even 3/4
How do you
inch.
even know the
It's not
the
even
wood?
because white oak is it has a white.
It looked
color.
white. It had like cool, like little,
Had
almost like
grain through it,
grain
yeah.
to like almost like rye bread.
Okay.
It looks like little
Yeah,
rye
it was
grains.
beautiful.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
This guy
Okay.
brings red mahogany, which looks like a redwood.
It's like a
It's
table.
like 3/8, So 3/4 is this. This is 3/8.
Super small.
And it has the gouge in the flat where the wedge is. And I'm like, yo, man, A, it's not white oak. A, it's not 3/4. And I can make the same board.
Okay.
No way am I paying you a penny for this piece of shit. Right? And he's like, yo, man, I went to all this trouble to make you the board. You have to buy it. And I was like, yo, it's nothing as the specs. No, this is not, you're wrong, man.
Okay.
And that was it. The deal was done. I was like, you can go sling it to some other sucker, whatever. I don't care, right? Like, I'm not going to give you $20.
Okay.
And I'm sure I didn't have the $20 on me, but I was going to give them some excuse. Anyway, from that day on,
Yeah.
we became very good friends. Like really, really, really tight friends. But throughout our friendship, he always was trying to one-up me on a deal. I swear he's passed away, but yeah. He would always try to get me. And I would just call it on. It was like, red mahogany.
That was your line.
That was what I was saying. I mean, like, we lived together and stuff. And,
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, you know, when he come in, he tried to, like, stiff me for $10. And I was like, red mahogany. And he wouldn't know what I was talking about. And I had to explain it to him. And he's like,
never
oh,
lived it
it's
down.
fucking bullshit. That board was perfect. I was like, all right, it's going to go red mahogany 3/8.
But that's what people were doing. They were building their own boards.
We made our
Everybody
own
made boards.
Yeah.
Okay.
We all tried to make boards.
Yeah.
And even when you got a plastic board, if you want to try to get a kicktail, you go melt it on the stove.
So amazing that shit
And so,
would
like, when you
happen.
melt on the stove, my mom got so pissed at me and Mickey because we'd sit there and, like, get it kind of hot and try to, like, then you'd stand on it and pull the nose up to see if it would kind of bend a little bit. And it ain't really hot yet. And you go put it back on the stove. And then if you let it too much, it would start melting and, like, all the shit would get on the stove and get on the burners. And it would smell from high heaven. And as soon as she walked in the door, she knew, like, I told you guys not to. And my mom had a mouth like a sailor. Not to fucking burn the skateboard on the stove. You're making a goddamn mess. And then she would come over and, you know, like, get so pissed. And sometimes she'd even smack us in the head. Like, what are you doing, you dumbasses? And so, like, you know, so, I mean, at that point, everything was flat and you needed a kicktail. And the wedge tails were the first wood boards we all tried to make. But even the wedge tail wasn't that good at first until you had, like, more of a this, you know what I mean?
Kicker,
Little
yeah.
And then
steeper.
bonsais come out, but they're metal and they're like aluminum, and they start skidding on the tail, and they get sharp, and then it hits you in the ankle.
Oh,
and
God,
you're
yeah,
just fucking done.
What year was this approximately, like when you were burning the...
This is like
75?
75.
75?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
75 for
Yeah.
sure.
Dude, I made a board that was a pig, like a big pig. I got a piece of wood at the
Mahogany,
wood
red?
shop. No, it was actually ash, stronger wood than mahogany.
Okay.
I don't even know if that's true, but it sounds.
It was pine.
No, but anyway, but
But
I
it's
got
true,
this
though.
piece. But I used to we used to knee paddle surfing, so I built this big giant a pig, right? Whatever. It had a little concave in it, just accidentally, not like, oh, right, hey, look, it's concave, right? No, but it did. But I also put a little extra nose on it because the trucks used to be much further up on the nose.
Okay, yeah.
Anyway, I left a little nose because I want to learn how to nose wheelie.
Oh.
I really wanted to learn the nose wheelie. And I
Just
was
on
like-
flat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I was like, there's a cat, Bruce Logan, that was a freestyle guy. Maybe, you know.
I've heard of Bruce Logan, yeah.
Yeah, you kind of skate like him. I'm
Oh,
kidding.
thanks.
Could you imagine?
Fellow manualer.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, your headstand spinner is amazing. It's very
Thank you. I appreciate
Logan-like.
that. I worked on it for a while.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I would go by the hardware store every day after junior high and try to get a contraption put on the nose. Like this weird ball bearing thing that was in some cup, and I put it on, and I just think, when I get on my nose wheelie and I'm going too far forward, it will catch.
It'd be like a wheelie bar.
Exactly, but a nose wheelie bar. Because you could drag your tail in it. But the nose wheelie. I tried so many different variations that finally I just learned how to nose wheelie.
Without the contraption.
Without the contraption.
Yeah.
All of that work and trying to get out, like I cut in the thing and put a wheel that would roll. Nothing worked. And I was like, my brother's like, yeah, why don't you just do a nose wheelie? Because you probably do one now.
Right.
and I could for about 5 feet. And I was like, I got it.
I mean, if you're trying to do all that with the pig board,
The pig board was dope because I would ride the pig board. I would knee paddle
yeah.
on the driveway, drop in and stand up like I was surfing. And it's like, okay, like,
This was before the pools.
let's say you're a football kid and you're playing, you're like Joe Namath, or they don't know that. Okay, it's Tom Brady. Here you go. It's 4th and 1.
Right.
3 seconds to go. We would like, I would be like, Jeff Hackman, knee paddling at Sunset Beach, the Duke Conomoco, and we would make stupid things. I just told this story, that's why it's fresh. Well, pop up on, I would be knee paddling because this cat knee paddled in surfing, and it was insane. And that was that, and I don't even know where I'm going with that story, but
Hold on. Is this
Bruce Logan, those wheelies.
no, that does not fly.
Which was pretty sick.
What?
That.
This?
What I see dealing
want- you don't
around
want-
that.
you don't wanna see
It's
this?
so scary.
What do you mean?
But the bottom line,
this
there
you?
it is. Yeah. No, it's not me. I know that's one.
Look, right here, right here. No, right here.
Look at that, though.
Oh, see, that's awesome right there. There you go.
That's scary.
That's you.
So what'd you break your wrist on? Front set air?
What did I break my wrist on? Wow, that's sad.
What do you mean?
Early dementia. What? I'm trying to remember what I broke my wrist on. I something, obviously. I don't know.
Hey, let me ask you,
so
did you learn
gay
Jaton
looking.
slides before Jaton?
No.
Okay, so you saw him do it, then you did it?
I mean, I saw someone do it. I don't know if it was Tony, but
Wait, what a slide?
so sad. Come on.
what
JC,
are you
you're
talking about?
fired.
No, this is great.
Look, I'm trying to be Trump now.
1978.
Red.
What bowl is this?
That's Lakewood.
Let's like
Lakewood.
See that's awesome right there.
That's what you were asking?
of that.
It's like a Jaton slide. It's like a
Hold
grind
on, right here.
revert, but you don't lift your wheels up. So there was a difference between a revert
Okay,
and a
this
Jaton
is
slide.
continuously playing. Like
Well, it's going to be right behind
Yeah, it's
me.
going to be right behind you for
yeah.
the restroom now.
Yes.
it's just so frightening. Oh yeah, obviously it was a go-to trick.
There you go.
Enough.
Does it not? You don't like watching old footage of you?
No,
I think
not
it's
really.
awesome.
But that
Look
has
at
that's
that.
a wedge tail.
Yeah, what board is this? Did you make it?
No, I made that trick up.
Oh.
Look at this guy.
What? Where is this
Oh,
place?
that's me. That's queer. Look at that dude
Lakewood.
I was talking
That's still
about, Ray
Lakewood.
Ritter. Look at he's riding a metal board.
Yeah, is that the old Quicksilver boards?
Yeah.
That's the
Okay,
one
enough.
before
Let's-
Powell.
Okay,
what were
okay,
we
okay.
talking about? It was so much more fun.
You were talking. Well, I was just interested because you guys
Nose wheelies and
Well-
Bruce Logan,
Yeah, but we were.
Lacosta.
Lacosta.
Oh, whoa! You're going back there.
Well, it's because he would ride those
No,
nose
of
wheelies
course, he
down
would go
Lacosta. It was
fast.
amazing. We all wanted to learn nose wheelies, myself included,
Yeah.
because they did it. And like, dude, if you do that, and if you could go in a circle,
yeah, it was really cool.
you're like, oh,
and
you're
there's a lot of
cool, you know
dudes
what I mean?
that
Yeah.
did really cool looking nose wheelies.
Yeah, and like G turns,
G-turn, yeah.
like all the old tricks. Those shit, that shit was bomb.
Yeah.
But was that hard to do with like the little noses? Is that why you extended the nose so
Yes.
A
much?
little bit.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
most of the noses them are like 2 inches, if not 2.5.
Would they do it with those?
Yeah.
That's
I just
Yeah,
think-
but this dude we're talking about,
they're just
Bruce
clueless.
Logan, is from the 60s.
yeah,
Like, was a champion.
yeah. Him and Torger Johnson. Or was it Torger or Torger?
Torger.
Okay, Torger. Yeah.
Either way, there it is.
This is him.
That's Bruce Logan.
Bruce Logan.
Boom. There you go.
It's amazing.
Wow. Yeah, that shit was amazing.
There it is.
There's
there it
Leslie
is.
in the
Oh,
circle.
wow, okay.
Look
Yeah.
at him.
They're hanging 10.
Every time I see him, I'm
Yeah,
like, yo,
because
Bruce
in the
Logan,
70s
you
when
don't
they
know.
were building all these housing
How much you finished?
places, right? Lacosta, they
Yeah.
built all the streets before their houses were built. And that was their playground.
built
But
that
for
crate,
us, where
too.
we lived, my aunt moved to this place called Via Verde in San Dimas. It was the same thing as that. And they had built all the streets with all perfect asphalt. And you could just go bombing down these hills. And me and Mickey used to go bomb the hill. My aunt lived at the first, like when they first built the first wave of houses, they lived in the first ones before everything else was built. So we take our bikes in there and jump up on the banks and ride our skateboards down the hills. My mom used to follow us in her Fiat, and at one point she clocked me going 53.
Whoa.
Yeah,
back
right.
then. So
I
like,
love that.
yeah, back.
Thanks, JC.
This is like probably like 77, 78, right in that time frame. You know what I mean?
Wow.
I mean, it looks like they're going, yeah,
Yeah, you were hauling ass on it. It was perfect
53.
asphalt, man. Yeah, I mean,
on a little board like that.
no, it wasn't like little. I mean, we're talking like 77, 78 by then.
Okay.
Still, they're still
Okay.
little boards, but they're
But
not.
still.
They're not pig boards by any means.
Sure. But still, that's it.
But precision bearings, not loose bearings. You're not going to go that
We've
fast.
graduated to
Yeah.
precision. Okay.
But it was sick. Those kind of little hills, like, and again, the only place I ever knew that had places like that was either La Costa or Villa Verde in San Dimas, because it was just perfect black asphalt for like 2 miles.
Was
Like,
Bruce
just different.
Was Bruce Logan like the shit back then? Was he like the guy?
He was. The Logan family was insane. I mean, they all skated. They had the first really big brand skateboard. Like
You're like the chocolate family.
like
The Logan, the Loganerski.
The Logan
I'm
board
sorry.
sold so much for that,
imagine?
for that time frame.
Hershey's.
Yeah.
And for us, like coming up, when you want to have a good skateboard, like he says, the first really good skateboard you could actually buy was the Logan board.
But they also had the Bane,
Yeah.
which came out. Logan was like this thick, white 3/4 inch white oak. But then the Bane was this modern Porsche.
Yeah.
That was this pressed fiberglass that was really thin.
Okay.
But the urethane wheel had come out, which took it away. It just made it like this crazy ride. But the Bane, the little one, was really like loose and flexible.
Yeah,
It
it was
wasn't loose,
cool.
but it turned so sharp and responsive. Whereas the Logan, it wasn't quite the same ride, but the Logan was more like.
It had no flex because it was a stiff piece of wood.
Are we talking about the
Bane.
Loganerski?
Yeah.
Okay, that one.
Because-
how did he go about manufacturing that? Do we know? Like the company that he skated for? Like,
It was his brother, Brian Logan. There was Brian Logan, the oldest. Then there was Brad Logan, Bruce Logan, and Robin Logan.
Yeah.
okay.
And they were all good.
It was like a family business, and I hear the mom and dad actually manufactured the boards
Really?
for them.
And then they would
So-
just distribute it out to skate
Yeah, yeah.
shops
And
and
they
stuff.
were
like-
moving units back then.
that's what I'm saying.
You know
Like,
what I'm
how
saying?
did they?
Like there wasn't that many people making boards.
Right.
Not like today.
Sure.
Not like in the 80s.
Yeah.
Were
So
there
they were
graphics
moving
on them
units.
at all?
Yeah, just this
Yeah, like
square
one
logo.
black silk screen on the bottom and then maybe one on top.
Oh, here we
Yeah,
go.
thanks.
Yeah, so like
Thanks,
that,
JC.
they had that like a 24, which is that one. Mm-hmm. Then they made a 27, which was a little better for pipeline because it was
Okay.
kind of vert. But for pipeline, we rode 27-inch boards at first, but we didn't like it because you get wobbly in the pipe and the big books, everything was so big. So we wanted to ride 30-inch boards. So we would look for the Torger Johnsons because they were longer. Out of all the Logan boards, most of the guys in Upland ride the Torger Johnson boards because they were the longest ones out of them all. Yeah.
Logan Earthski.
Look
see,
at
the thing
that.
is that- see
World
how-
champion
See
model.
how pointy they were too. So when you'd fall in the pipe, if say if you were like 3/4, like say if you're halfway or even 10 o'clock, if you fell and your board went straight down, it would hit the nose and just fucking splinter, just
I mean, that's a heavy,
break apart.
That's
yeah.
a heavy board too.
It's a heavy
So,
board, the
yeah.
point, and it would just split, and you're like, oh, there goes
Yeah.
$45.
Yeah.
45
And those things would split like mad. I mean, they happen so all the time.
Really?
They would get dry. Especially
but
by
also,
me, because
if
like
it
by my
was-
house, we didn't have the moisture like they had at the beach. It's dry, it's hot, and the boards, like anytime you skate the pipe with the 15-foot bowl, they would hit the bottom, and then they would explode. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Did you guys leave your boards in your car, or did you have it?
I
like, in the-
didn't. I mean, I did it first, but you would eventually find out if you leave your board in the car that would melt and warp
Yeah.
and tweak out. So I stopped putting it in the car. And I did. I learned that years ago back where I live. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even like sometimes you go like to the airport, like if it's 115, you got a black board. It's in the back of your trunk, and you're going, and then all of a sudden you go to yeah. So that is a definite problem for sure.
Next question, please.
Okay. Well, I
Could you
think
imagine? Yes, Chris.
I think it's interesting because you.
the tariffs on Japan?
Yeah. What do you think? Mexico, Canada.
Continue.
Tariffs are a joke.
Are
know,
you?
so-
No, I think it's interesting. Like, because we were just talking about like how you guys met. You guys didn't really know each other till you guys started competing
Yeah, but we
against
skated.
each other.
We skated against each other in the UASA.
Yeah. That's
UASA.
That's kind of how we
The
all got to know each
UASA
other.
was like
Yeah,
this.
it was like the amateur.
Amateur.
circuit.
But you guys
deal.
are skating the same pools. You don't like. You didn't
No,
really.
Not
Yeah.
pools together.
Not pools.
Skate parks.
Skate
parks.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Right.
So the skate parks came in. So how I remember it all going on is we had like every skate park had a team, and like he says, the teams, the skate parks started competing against each other.
Gotcha.
And they had like a
Right.
little contest
Right.
where like Upland would compete against like Skatopia or Reseda,
Okay.
or that kind of thing.
Concrete Wave.
Concrete Wave.
which was my team.
Yeah, like all the first
Not
generation
forget
of
that,
parks,
kidding.
you know what I mean? But
Yeah,
whatever
I
it was.
forgot
you know what I mean?
about the team thing.
Yeah, but that happened.
Okay.
And then we started skating at the skate parks, competing against at all the skate parks.
They're holding the competitions.
Yeah.
At the skate
At the
parks.
skate parks.
And this is like before all the pro contests. So that's kind of how we all met each other.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
Team
we'd
contests.
seen each other beforehand, but we didn't know each other's names yet. Let's put it that way. Like I go, when I see him again, I go, oh, that's the dude I saw at Fruit Bowl. I saw that guy at Baldy. That's that guy. Because, everybody kind of ran with their group of dudes. You know
Sure.
what I mean? And so when that happened, once he kind of started skating, that's how like I met Brad Bowman, like Jay Smith, like, and little later, I mean, Dwayne wasn't in his first contest. It was us. You know what I mean? He wasn't even around yet. So,
But that gave us an up on when they finally had a professional pool contest, because we had been skating these amateur contests.
Yes.
No, I mean,
yeah.
from my recollection,
Yeah, for the whole first summer, '77.
yeah, we were
all
like,
skated against each other that whole first summer, and then because we all skated against the park teams, like somehow someone had an idea, Henry or whoever they had, like let's do a series and have this pro thing, and then because we all kind of skated against each other and knew each other, like, well, are you gonna turn pro? Are you gonna turn?
yeah.
pro?
How did you turn pro?
At Spring Valley?
No, I know that.
I mean, I'm just saying, But
No, I get it, but how did you turn pro? Like,
well, because
you were writing for Kryptonic? No.
no, this is before Krypton. I
Yeah,
wrote for
that's what
Tunnel
I-
first, and I was
Oh, so Mitchell was like,
yeah, Mitchell, yeah.
Boom.
So it was like Mitchell, but that happened through Blackheart and through Doug Schneider and through Waldo, because all those guys rode for Tunnel.
Right, but so those
what I mean?
guys, Waldo, Blackheart, and Schneider, were dudes that were kings before our
Yes.
intro
Okay.
into
Yeah.
pros. Like Waldo rode Baldy and went
Yeah.
really high Baldy.
Yeah.
Blackheart ripped and came down and was this rubber man riding Upland. And
Yeah.
Barry S. and all these other guys.
Yep.
Doug Schneider, another dude that they're just pipe monsters. I mean, monsters. Back then, you were like,
Yeah.
whoa, he's so high up in the pipe. Then all of a sudden, George Horton would do an air and slam and knock himself out. And we're like, typical. I'm kidding. He would, but we wouldn't say typical.
No, but George would always do that. But yeah, but those guys at that time frame, like these were the first like vert warrior guys who were really good in pools, but they excelled at pipes. And in those days when we were little kids, like junior high and that stuff coming up, we all loved pools too, because this is all pre-skate park. But once we all rode a pipe, we all realized like that is the sickest shit ever.
Yeah, pipes
If you
were
can,
insane.
if you can get over vert, whether it's front side or back side, you're in a whole nother realm. And if you're one of those dudes that get like if you can get 10 o'clock, you're like in a whole nother realm of dudes.
Besides Baldy, where
There was no other pipes besides Baldy at
That was
that
it.
time.
That
Until,
was it.
until we
But
went to
when-
Arizona.
Right, but
Yeah.
what about when you found when we were turned on to Baldy, which is Mount Baldy Pipeline, which is
Big
out
famous, there. Yeah.
Whatever.
You've
I'm
volleyed
just-
the gap, right?
I kick flipped it. Switch. Blindfolded, I might add.
No, sorry.
No, but
Hands behind the back.
But we were given these directions on a napkin, like this was before Thomas guides, before any GPS, anything. But it's my brother, myself, and a couple of our friends. We go up. It's like you go up here, you make a right on this one dirt road, you find this other dirt road, then you go left and you go through like this vineyard thing or whatever. I'm just off making it
it's
up.
off the beaten path.
Definitely.
Yeah,
You
but
have to-
we're
you have to hike.
searching for hours upon hours, like honestly, like 2 or 3 hours of coming up with nothing. And then all of a sudden, we come up and we see the runoff thing. And we're like, this has got to be something. And we're walking along it, and you come up this knoll, and you can just see like an eighth of the pipe from our vantage
Like
point.
the roof of
and
it or
you can just
something?
see the roof, yeah. I mean, a very small part of the roof. And you're like, oh my God, right? I'm 13, 14 at the time, loose ball bearing wheels.
Yeah.
Come up, find it. He's totally lost interest in the story.
Yes.
No, I'm not. I'm looking.
He's looking for AI.
Yeah,
I know. That's okay, JC. Don't worry about it.
No,
This
pull-
one, we're going to give it to
Pull the
Satan.
footage up.
You come
Satan,
up,
bring up Baldy Pipeline. This little dark hole up there.
you're
And
13. I'm listening.
I'm just kidding you, God. Now you get to serious. Anyway, no, but just coming across it, and
Yeah.
it was before graffiti. Maybe on the wall there was one dude.
Yeah, Muckus. Yeah.
Okay, you guys.
Yeah,
are-
no, you were
yeah.
like you're a little kid. Well,
You
I
remember
was
that
definitely
stuff.
little.
Yeah.
You walked, where you would go into the pipe and to go up the flood control channel, up to the pipe, right there when it said, it just said Muckus.
Who found Baldy?
Muckus.
Muckus is the guy. That's what. Okay.
Yeah.
As he should tag it up,
Muckus's
right?
mom.
So Pat
Mrs.
Mullis,
Muckus.
Pat Mullis.
Okay.
That's his name. Pat Mullis is Muckus.
Okay.
And so the story goes back in '69, him and his guys used to ride bikes up the flood control channel. And then they
Bicycles or bikes?
bicycles. Okay. And they were taking acid, and then one of the guys had a skateboard, and they were taking acid up there and just doing all this shit. And you know how it is once you're in there. It's like there's all these sounds, and
It's
pretty like it's a it's a mind fuck, especially when you go to the kid. It's just so mind blowing of an experience. You're like overwhelmed. You're seriously blown away because you're on the search.
Right.
That's the thing, like he says, like you're trying to search and find this thing, and even for me, when I first found it, we didn't know where to go. We were little kids. We had to like try to go search for 2 hours to find out exactly where it was. There was no, you didn't have any like video.
Right. You were on the same mission as Steve.
Photo
pretty much.
preference. I heard about it from my friends. And
Right.
we ride our bikes up there. What we used to do as little kids, it's kind of funny thinking back. I was telling you we used to ride bikes all the time. We used to ride our bikes in the flood control channels and also like in the storm drains. So
Underground.
my dad worked at Hooker Headers, which is like a place that made racing headers for all the dragsters and stuff,
Okay,
and the funny cars for the drag strip. And so where his work was on Mountain and Holt, between Mountain and like Mission, there was a big overpass where the trains went there. But underneath that was the storm drains that went up Mountain and went up Euclid. So we would take our bikes and ride up those. And at first we'd only ride up to like 4th Street, and then we started daring each other to ride to Foothill, and then we would ride to Baseline. And then we'd try to ride all the way up to like 25th Street, which was like insane in the storm drains. Like we would panic, and sometimes you'd run out of air. And I was a paper route guy, so I'd always have my extra papers. We burned the paper so we could see.
Oh my
But the
God.
smoke would we couldn't see. And like
Start a couple
but that's
fires, no big deal.
But anyhow, like that's kind of, we were just super into riding our bikes in the storm drains and the flood control. So when we found this thing, it was like, we're just continuing what we've already been doing.
Yeah.
But now we have a prize at the end, because now like we're going to skate this pipe. And like, yeah, so it was insane. But when we were kids, you didn't jump the pit. Back in those days in the 70s, you had to crawl through the pit, through the 3 little pipes underneath to crawl into the pipe to get up there, because there was watchers on the pipe who would kind of like bust you, like the damn caretakers. You know what I mean? Yeah, we used to,
And come up.
yeah, we used to go through the pit.
Yeah, we had to jump the pit,
Yeah, back in those days, we never jumped.
which was a big.
Yeah, we
Kind
just
of a big
we just
pit.
kind of like went through the pipes and then climbed up the pit.
Okay.
And it wasn't until like I was about, I don't know, probably like when I had my own car, when I had my own truck, then I could drive up there. Then that's when we started actually jumping the pit.
Okay.
Was the truck blue?
Yes, it was.
Just checking my memory.
But when you found it,
God, I
were
played
there
ping
other
pong.
people skating there at the?
No, we were there by ourselves.
Okay. Because I was going to say maybe you could hear people skating, and that's
Oh, you
how
definitely
you
could.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, if you were coming up and there are a couple people.
Yeah, you would hear
Yeah,
it.
because it's just this loud.
Yeah, the loudest sound.
cylinder.
But back in the 70s, before the graffiti and all that stuff, I mean, how smooth was the pipe?
Oh, it was incredible.
Yeah,
it was
like-
perfect.
it was like, at that point, anything we'd ever skated on, whether it was a pool or whatever, this was the smoothest thing we'd ever skate. It was skateboard heaven. Really, it was that good.
And the pipe is for runoff.
Yeah.
Of
Yeah.
Oh, when the
mountain or
pipe is
something,
running
right?
and water's coming down,
Yeah.
it's vicious.
Oh,
Yeah.
I bet.
Like gnarly.
Yeah.
When the water's coming halfway out, it's like,
And it's just from
But
the
it-
snow melting. Is
Yeah,
that?
snow.
Yeah.
The smoothness of it is like skating marble
Yes.
back then.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not exaggerating.
It was.
But it was insane.
Was it
Like,
brand
because of
new,
the
or was it
water.
because of the water?
no, I just think they built it in the 50s, but no one had ever ridden in there.
Right.
Right, there was
You
no.
mean?
But the water also, I think, helped.
Might have, yeah. I probably did. I probably smoothed it and buffed it out,
I
basically.
was gonna go somewhere crazy with that fucking mic hit, but
But who knows?
Where-
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Was there a time of year that you knew that you just couldn't skate it because the water was going to be
Well,
continuous?
yeah, once the winter hit, like there was 3 months, once it started raining, the water started coming out of the pipe, you couldn't skate it, you know what I mean?
Like you wouldn't even bother
and,
going?
and even as kids, like when we started, I mean, the first time I rode Baldy was probably like late 74, early 75. And then like, those are pretty much drought years up until 79, 80. And once 79, 80 hit, then the rain started hitting. And then, yeah, I mean, look at that.
Yeah.
Look how smooth and rad that is right there.
Typical session at the
Chris
Baldy.
Miller, huh?
Yeah, but they see that's a little later.
That
Though,
thing
'cause
is huge.
You could see the tar. You know what I mean? Because they did put tar on the pipe to keep us out after a while,
Oh, they
and like,
did?
But
I think
that's later.
yeah, that's way later. That's probably 10 years later. easy.
But typical session, how many people are at the?
It depends.
Yeah,
Generally,
varied.
you're by yourself a lot of times
Oh,
with your
really?
crew.
Okay.
But if there's people there, then there's more. That actually looks like Chris Miller right there.
Huh.
It's at Sonny Miller.
Oh, okay.
What's
But anyhow,
this
it was a
riding
great
tractor
spot.
trucks.
Yeah, back in those days.
Huh. Okay.
But yeah, Baldy was special, and it's just because, in my opinion, back in those days, it was. And for me, it's kind of trippy because I just went to Stan's memorial like over the weekend.
I heard
Stan
about
Hoffman
that,
passed
yeah,
away,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And so we had a lot of video and a lot of photos and just stuff remembering. And I remember like being at Baldy when I was 13. No, actually, I was because the park opened when I was 13. I had to be 12. And Stan and Don Hoffman came there to watch a skate at the park. I mean, at the Pipe, and they came to watch the skate at El Pool. And
Oh, they did?
Yeah, they watched us
They're
skate.
doing the research.
Yeah, doing
But
research.
who-
And who? So people know
The Hoffmans
Yeah.
made the first Upland Park.
Yeah, the Hoffmans
Yeah.
made Pipeline Skate Park in
Got it.
'77.
Okay.
But Don, see, the craziest story is this. So Don Hoffman was going to San Diego State to become an oceanographer.
Oh.
And through that, going to school down there, he met Frank Nasworthy, the dude who made the urethane wheel. And he hung up with all those dudes like Curtis Hesselgrave, all the dudes who did Skateboarder magazine
They
later.
have no idea these names.
Yeah, but these are like all early '70s guys,
Well,
right?
no.
That did Surfer magazine,
I have a
Skateboarder
good
magazine.
Curtis Hesselgrave
Yeah,
story.
Curtis Hesselgrave he was an amazing guy.
Amazing.
So, and Curtis was the first guy to do stretching and do like Aikido, like pre-MMA kind of stuff, like martial arts. I mean, the guy was a brilliant.
Yeah, but he
brilliant
was
guy.
also
But he was a very
wellness and-
forward thinker, like organic food, like before anybody. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay.
That
So
kind of
I'm
stuff.
just going to interrupt really quick because we're talking about Curtis and his
Yeah.
wellness. So we're skating a contest at Oasis,
Okay.
right? This all ties together
Yeah.
quickly.
No,
I'll be
I love
quick.
it. No.
Skating contest in the new keyhole. Night before, Taters, Skate Master Tate, myself, George Orton, the guy that knocked himself out a lot. We're rooming together with our girlfriends. Tater says, I have some mushrooms. I'm thinking, all right, I'm open.
First time.
Yeah,
Okay.
take the mushrooms. My girlfriend says, I'm not going to eat these. I'm like, okay, I'll eat them. I eat the shrooms. We're watching Grease. George Orton and Ding, or Colleen. She's called Ding. She's a dingbat. But she's in the bed with George. I'm with my girlfriend, Vicky. I start coming on. We're watching Grease. The colors are starting to really get crazy. So I'm darting in and out of the closet. And he's like, George is looking at me like, what is wrong with you? And George is like, he's a good built guy. And he was athletic. He's like, you keep doing that, I'm going to tackle you. And I'm just on. Thinking, you will never catch me. Right?
You're fast.
I'm fast, but I'm also on shrooms, just buzzing around. Boom, in and out, in and out. They all go to sleep. Now I'm just alone coming onto this horrific shroom trip. Boom, JC's on my right. Lucifer's on my left. JC's like, you're never going to be the same. The devil's like, just go with it, right? Jesus is like, how could you do this? What is your family going to... I'm just like, wham, tears. I can't believe I did this to myself. My chick, I'm like, would you please? And she's like, you are so annoying. I'm just trying to sleep. Don't sleep all night. I go outside. I'm walking on the third floor. I look down. I see the car. I'm like, I can totally make this. Like, if I hop and land on the roof, it's 100% a make. I mean, that's what I'm thinking. And I'm not, I would think that even. Boom. I don't make it. I don't go for it. Thank God. Wake up. I wake up in the bathtub. I finally have like an hour's sleep. The contest is starting. I'm like, Taters, I had a horrible trip. And he's like, yeah, I had a pretty good trip, I guess. It got a little weird, but I was like, I was out pacing up and down. He's like, I was on the floor down here pacing too. I was like, oh, I can't believe we didn't meet up. Oh my God, it would have been amazing. Like, it would have been fun. Go to the contest. No sleep. I'm coming off an ankle injury. I'm not even competitive. Anyway, there's this trick called the pogo. You go up, you do backside air, you land in the rock and roll, and you go back in. Is that a pogo? Yeah. That's a pogo. Boom. I go up. Everyone's practicing. I go up and do pogo. I miss. I don't land in the middle of the board. I land on my tail, but my wheels are on the outside of the deck. I hit, board shoots out. I go down. I just re-injure my ankle, and I'm just like, oh, I fucking hate this skateboarding thing. I am in such pain. Curtis Hesselgrave comes down. Stay there! And I'm like, okay, what's the hippie doing? He's like, listen, I have some energy work.
In the bowl? In the
bowl. Everyone's up there like, get out of the bowl.
My
I'm trying to practice. Like, get out of there. You're such a kook, whatever. He's doing his energy work. He's working on it. It's taking a couple of minutes.
Okay.
But he's guaranteeing me that I'm going to be fine. And I'm totally open to this because I'm still kind of a little
Tripping
bit
a little bit.
guy, like, but hurt.
Okay.
So I want to believe anything. He's like, I'm done. I'd step on my ankle. I go back down. I'm like, yo, bitch. I had the worst trip on mushrooms last night. Your energy is not penetrating through the shrooms, right? And he's like, "You should have told me." I was like, "Get me out of the bowl." Right? I was just like, "It's not happening," right? Everyone's like, "Finally, you're out. Get out of here," right? Anyway, that's my.
It didn't work.
It didn't work. It was amazing though, because as he's telling me, he's pressing, he's just moving energy around. I'm just thinking, "Oh my God, this cat's got it! I can't believe this is so cool. I'm gonna start eating healthy."
Did you skate the
No, it doesn't work. Give me a Jack in the Box top.
Did you skate the contest?
No, I didn't skate the contest. I was re-injured, but it was funny.
Yeah, but Curtis was good like
But
that.
he was a good
though.
guy.
He was rad.
Just
He would fix all of us. We got fucked up. He was like the dude before Barry Zarinsky. Let's put it that way.
Okay, again, a name they have no idea.
Well, Barry,
Who is a guy that is
he was
around?
he was like a guy who would fix everybody, like in the contest. He was like the go-to sports medicine kind of
Oh,
guy.
okay.
He's like the guy
Yeah.
at
Boswell
I forget
Petto.
Who?
Just kidding.
No, he was just
No,
at the
not that
combi recently. He's a chiropractor guy. He
that's
worked
Larry.
on Eric Dress. Larry.
Yeah.
Larry.
Yeah, Dr. Bowser.
Dr. Larry.
Who's the other
Dr.
guy?
Lawrence.
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 Oh, Larry.
Yeah, Lawrence.
I know him by
Yeah,
Lawrence.
Lawrence is.
He does great work.
He does.
He's worked on me.
Yeah.
I swear.
He
by
gave
it.
me some exercises to do a combi. Where were you
Oh, he
at
did.
combi? Yeah,
I was there. Yeah, I was there. I was at South
Yeah,
Alps.
we were hanging.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
at
yeah,
South,
yeah.
and all of a sudden I'm like, he's suited up. He's in.
I didn't want to skate.
Oh,
I'll
what?
be-
You weren't
matter.
even. I heard you didn't even practice or anything. You just suited up and dropped in when you run.
Well,
This is what I heard. I
it
don't
was
know.
kind of funny because all week everybody's like, "Where are you at? It's your pool. Why aren't you here?" And then I was actually with my kid Jesse and Lance because I was hanging out with all the Stussy guys because I was doing like a collaboration with those guys.
You mean you're talking about the weeks and
yeah,
months
like
prior?
the 2 weeks before the
Yeah,
contest.
yeah, they were having the
I was doing that,
sessions.
so I
Yeah.
did this.
You can't
I did
smoke
like
in here, right?
collaboration with them. So I did some artwork, and I was all about this.
Pretty
Uh-huh.
normal
And they were going to
person.
pay me a little good paycheck to hang out with them, and I'm like, hey, I'm going to hang out with my. Plus, I get to hang out with my kid for a week. Sure. I was like, I'm not going to go skate the combi when I can skate with my kid for a week and go skate backyard pools. So I did that.
Okay.
So they were all kind of, and so the day I go there, and I wasn't going to skate, and they're all, well, we'll pay you $500 to go take 4 runs. I go, well, fuck, I can use $400. Fuck it, let's go.
Okay.
It's $1.25 a run. That's not
Yeah,
so
yeah.
bad.
Yeah,
Hey, I took 25 runs. What are you going to do, huh?
Now looking back,
You want me to do that math? I won't.
I mean, I love the combi, and to be honest
Yeah,
with you,
yeah.
it was my baby back in the day because I was one of the main instigators of it. You know what I mean? And I just like for me this time around, I've already kind of wrote it off like 4 years ago when he said we couldn't ride anymore.
Sure.
And so like I've already went through that with Pipeline, and I didn't want to have to go through those whole emotions again. My last 6 months have been pretty emotional with my dad passing away, and my wife's mom passing away, with Stan Hoffman passing away, with my drummer and the Flamethrowers passing away, who I know from he was since 16, Joe Fawn I mean, all these death and grief, and so my mind wasn't really in that spot and place. And plus, I've been hurt with my ankle and stuff. I'm still not all the way better, and I just felt I couldn't go do what I really wanted to do in the combi. Now, in 2019, when they said it was the last one, right? I practiced my ass off and
Right.
was really in the gym a lot. And my goal was like, and that's when Grasso was still like, I'm fucking making this cut no matter what. I'm going to be in that fucking last final no matter what. And I made it. And so at that contest in 2019, I actually beat Hosoi and beat Elguera. I was hyped. I got 5th place in that contest. So my last one, the one I go out and I beat these dudes, I'm like, fuck yeah. So why was I going to go there again
Right.
if I couldn't do what I was going to do then?
I get you.
Now, if I would have practiced 3 months for,
Yeah.
Now, granted, for that matter, I'm back in the gym and all that kind of shit, and I'm in way better shape than most of the dudes skating the contest.
For
You know what I
sure.
mean? Now, that being said, if I would have practiced for 3 months, could I have maybe got top 3 or top 4? Yeah, I think I probably could have. But that's whatever. It's apples and oranges, and it's not. That wasn't really my mode and important to me right now. You know what I mean? It was more. Right now, it's about who's got the biggest smile wins. Right? It ain't about those shit. Like I did a rock and roll at the pool yesterday, so I thought, yeah, that's cool.
Right.
Yeah, I can do a front side grind again, so that's cool because I am getting a little better. And I used to have all these expectations every time I skate. If I'm going to skate, I got to do a backside air, I got to do a front side air, a slob air, a lean tail slide, a nose grind, a pivot, a rock and roll, all that, lean tail, all that kind of shit. Mm-hmm. And then when you don't get on that mode and you get mad, you start throwing your board and casing it and all that kind of shit. And then like one day, like before 2020, when the combi was still going, right before like COVID hit, and then right before the guy and the bike got killed and killed, that was just super tragic too in its own right. It's super gnarly.
Yeah.
But we were skating it all the way up until like then, and then Kevin Stott was with me one night, and I was trying to make a rock and roll slide on the corner and make my lines. I was getting mad, throwing my board.
Is that the combi?
Yeah, this back in 220. Why are you doing that? Like, why are you just so aggro and so mean and blah blah? And I thought, well, maybe he's got a point. And so like it got to the point where like, I don't even care about this shit anymore. I don't care about doing the grinds and doing lean tail slides, doing airs. I just want to just go back at pools and do roots and grind and carve. But again, I was kind of hurt, so that was kind of my mode.
Right.
But now I'm getting better. Now I kind of actually think I could do some of that shit again. So like. But it is what it is, you know what I mean? So, but
I thought it was fitting that Hosoi got first. In
no,
that
he
too.
was ripping.
Like,
but
I thought that was
then
awesome.
again,
he had never won.
No, you were there.
I think
I saw you
personally,
there.
I think Nicky Guerrero had a
Not
little
question
bit
is why, but
better
whatever.
stuff, possibly on one line. But again, skating's
Promoting.
it's hard to say. It's apples and oranges too, and
Sure.
you know what I mean. So
Right.
but whatever, contests are contests, and it's cool on one hand, but at the other hand, it's like it is what it is. You know,
Right.
you gotta have your fun still.
Like, when did you like become like quote unquote famous in skateboarding? Like, what age?
I mean, I don't know. I guess after we won those first contests at Spring Valley,
How old were you then?
15,
Okay.
16.
Okay.
But
so
it wasn't,
still
but it
in high
wasn't really
school.
until you hit 17, 18 where you really kind of get into your prime more,
Sure.
where you've kind of won more, and then you kind of get celebrated, and you're the skater. Now you're in the yearbook, and you have a photo in the yearbook for your skateboarding and all that kind of crap, which, you know what I
I
mean?
didn't make the yearbook.
'Cause you didn't.
Were your parents like supportive of all the skateboarding at that
At
age?
first,
Steve's going to handle this one.
like
But you're on a time
me,
limit now.
For me, at first, like they didn't really were into it. I mean, my dad was stoked that we're skating because like it was
Athletic.
athletic, and my dad was super into sports. You know what I mean? So in that respect, he thought we were doing something new that hadn't been done before, and he would tell his friends and Brad's friends, "You got to come watch these kids at Skatepark. What they're doing is going to blow your mind." That was really cool that he supported us in that respect.
That's rad.
And I have to say, my dad was so supportive. He actually went to the contest and was like a timekeeper for the contest with us. And my mom would keep the little scores.
Yeah,
like,
we knew
which-
your parents.
Yeah,
They were there. Yeah,
so they were part of the
Albas
scene
are
too,
there.
and that was really cool. And granted, like when Tony Hawk came into it later, and his mom and dad are there, and they're kind of making fun of Tony because his dad's kind of the president and shit. I didn't really get that because my dad wasn't the president; he was just a timer. But they were still cool. My dad got in the magazine and stuff, so that part was cool.
awesome.
Like mom and dad were in the mag, and I mean, dad was almost like a celebrity in his own right, just like us. So that was cool, and he kind of got off on it a little bit. It was kind of cool. You know what I mean? He would brag to his friend, look, I got in the magazine with my kids. You know what I mean? So that part was cool. You know what I mean? So he was super supportive in that respect, and it was, they used to take us everywhere up until I got my car, and then once I got my car, I could do it. And then and it's almost like the dad, like when your kids a little younger and they're hanging with you, and you're 12 or 13, they're going to do stuff with you. Then they want to start street skating, and they're going to do their own thing, hang with their own friends.
Right.
Like, well, come on, little buddy. Like,
I pushed my kid off on his Kearse Roberts, whatever.
But what, but that's kind of like,
Truth be had.
but
When
Did you buy your truck from skateboarding money?
I did.
Nice. When you no. It's
I'm always curious about that question for
you love the blue truck.
15
You saw the blue
decades.
truck?
I dusted
My parents
it.
were supportive too. Go.
Were they?
I have to
You got to pee?
pee. Yeah, too bad. You
Take off your
take this
headphones.
next
Oh wait, you
couple
don't have any.
questions.
When
Did
you
you say take off my hat?
your headphones.
What? They're off.
When you guys were like skating in teams and all that stuff together, and then going into the pro contest, was there
Let me
any?
answer this one.
Okay. He wants to answer. Was there like no? But was there competition? Was there beef? Or was it all just like friendship? At
There was
that
no
point?
beefs at all yet.
maybe not beefs, but like we want to.
It was just all friendship at that point because we were all kind of like learning about each other and like, well, that guy's kind of rad and that guy's cool. And like, was that guy going to do good? And this guy, and like, oh, well, if I'm going to like do well, it's kind of I got to beat Olson, or I got to beat Pineapple, or I got to beat Martinez because in my opinion, those were the three best dudes for the Spring Valley contest.
Pineapple, Olson,
and Dennis Martinez.
Dennis Martinez.
In my book, that was my competition that I had to like kind of like if I was going to do well in this contest, that's what I had to like. Do better than those dudes, but at that time frame, all three of those dudes had a couple things I didn't have.
Like what? What was it?
They had backside airs. I didn't have backside airs yet. I had frontside airs, but not that.
Is it frontside? Would frontside airs be easier than backside airs at that?
I think everybody learned frontside airs first.
Oh, okay.
But when backside airs came in, like dude, like when people start doing those, like whoa, I have to. That's insane. Like dude, what is that?
And you were behind in that.
Yeah, I didn't learn it yet.
Really? Okay.
And then what happened was when the first Spring Valley contest happened, I remember it got rained out. We all went down there for the contest, and it rained out, and it got canceled. And I remember everyone went back home, but I stayed with Pineapple down there for like an extra week. And that extra week, I kind of learned how to skate the pool a bit more and kind of get used to it a little bit more. It was super slippery the way I remember it. And I was riding for Tunnel at that time, and Pineapple was riding for GNS, and he had brand new white yo-yo wheels that he was riding, and they were really grippy. And I was riding Tunnels, and they were slippery, so I ended up riding the yo-yos in the contest against Tunnels' wishes because they wanted me to ride their wheels, but I didn't do it because I felt I was going to ride what worked best for me.
Was Tunnels a big company?
Oh, it was huge at that point.
Huge.
It was big.
Yeah.
I also rode yo-yos.
Oh, yeah?
So did everyone else
Yeah.
at the contest.
Yeah.
And I was sponsored by Santa Cruz, which was Road Rider, Park Rider, OJ, blah, blah, blah.
But
See how I come back in?
I love it. No.
But the yo-yos never left. The yo-yos were the only wheel at Spring Valley that worked because it was slippery. And they didn't slip out like all the other wheels.
Okay.
Yeah,
And they had
their
a round
compound
little
was-
radius too because you can kind of get over the coping better.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
They were one of the first
Yeah, and
wheels
this
with
is the
radius.
first contest,
Yeah.
and you have no idea.
Yeah.
Well, it's not true because we had the amateur series
Yes.
before that, so we did have a little. We had a little. Hey.
Well, when you were doing
Sorry, over there.
when you were doing the amateur contest, like
Robert.
when you were doing the amateur contest, the team stuff,
Yeah.
was it just that, like the team won, or was it was it a winner?
Well, the team would win, like
team would
overall,
win,
but
right.
you'd have like individual winners.
Okay.
But through those, you can see like you could tell he had like
Yeah,
major,
you're right. You like this
major-
guy's on.
Yeah.
This guy is
yeah.
off.
Like
Gotcha,
Brad Bowman was
okay.
another guy. Like
This guy's the only one that's on. Actually,
impressive,
thank God
I mean.
he's not turning pro. He's
Yeah.
turning pro. And he could win this con. Oh, he
Yeah.
won. I'm kidding.
That's-
I'm
yeah.
not kidding, man.
So it's back in those days, like seeing that. Now Mike Weed and some of those guys didn't do that because they were already past it. They're
already
pros.
pros.
Yeah. But he was top 4 in the first Hester in the first Hester too. Mm-hmm. I want to say it was me,
Hester
you,
too.
Mike Weed, and Howard Hood, I think, or Scott Dunlap was in the
No,
first.
it went you, Mike Weed second. I got third. Dunlap fourth.
Dunlap fourth. Okay, yeah, Dunlap.
I don't even care what
Yeah.
who got fifth. How's
Yeah,
that?
whatever. But
For
the
an
point
Eagle?
is,
yeah, like who cares? Really, you getting
for us,
points?
because
Good.
we were like pipeline Badlands guys, and we were very caught in the Badlands even then because of Dogtown and all that kind of shit.
Sure.
And we were super high. I got in, and Dunlap got in. You know what I mean? That was like fuck yeah, like two of the youngest guys that were like, we were like the youngest dudes out of the whole group. And like so, like we actually kind of placed in this contest outside of Tay and Kurt Kimball and all these other guys who were basically probably better than us at that time frame. But you know,
I'm not going to give that they were better than you. They were just older and
Yeah.
maybe a little more powerful. Not even
Yeah.
powerful. That's not right.
Yeah.
But they were not better.
but I just just when you're
But
when you're
Spring
a kid,
Valley was a little pool.
it was.
Well, it's shallow.
Yeah, it wasn't-
Shallow,
wasn't-
more shallow. It
it
wasn't like suited for like
Yeah.
the Schneider, the
Yeah.
Waldo.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, but
Whoever the
also
other
at Spring
pipe
Valley
guy
though,
was.
which was really fucking rad, was there's a whole bunch of stuff happened there that you didn't really see yet. Like Schneider rolled in, Steve Cathy did a tail drop. You know, Russ Gosnell did like an axle drop. Like Lane Oaks did like the first like a switch kick. There's me right there, fucking rad. Wow,
That's not you.
That's Mickey right there.
I'm just kidding.
Wow,
Could you imagine?
what the fuck?
No, that's not.
What is this? I've never even seen this.
You never seen this? This is
Who's that, though?
This is
That's Mike Weed.
That's Mike Williams.
Oh, Mike Williams. Yeah,
for
Mike
100.
Williams.
Let's
Yeah,
go. Let's play the game. Who's hot right now?
First of all,
Going.
who's
Salba for 200.
who's building?
Oh, he's next to me.
Yeah, that
Firestone?
That structure is
That was
pretty
Who's
Rad
building
intense.
that thing?
Rad
Is that
Ramp.
Rad Ramp or Firestone Ramp?
Right there on the left is in the green shirt.
No.
Let's not talk about him. But that's your little brother down on the right. Bingo. No. That's Mickey
Yeah,
right
that's
there.
Mickey,
Look
yeah,
how little
right.
your brother is.
Wow.
There's Bob Skolberg for 150. Leilani
Yeah,
for
Leilani.
200.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm in. I'll take my payment in crypto.
Did you have people that you had to beat, or you like these were the guys?
You know what? That was really cool.
What was like what?
Because I knew I was going to win everyone. I'm kidding. I'm so jiving there. I'm,
No,
not,
he was
I'm not
definitely
kidding.
one of the favorites.
No.
Well, you said
I
it
was there.
For you, it was pineapples, Olson, and
No, it was Pineapple and Martinez.
Yeah, Pineapple
Martinez.
Martinez.
The
for
first
sure.
weekend because it got rained out a couple of times.
Yeah.
But then everyone got to get it a little bit more. But the thing that I saw was like we were the new kids. Mm-hmm. Not on the block. But we were the new guys in the pool.
okay.
No, but we're there. And it's like, all right, sick. Oh, Martinez and Pineapple. It's their home park. They're killing it. Actually, one guy's doing a backside air.
Yeah.
Oh, he got hurt. Oh, that's a shame. Anyway, then
Doors wide open.
yeah, wide open. And then it's like, oh, these guys don't really know how to compete because they never competed in a pool or bowl contest like we had.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got first the first day.
Yeah, because that's the thing. We'd
like
already
you're
been in the
getting
amateur
smoked.
contest against the skate park people.
Right,
So we
right.
kind of knew a little bit how to kind of do a contest.
The runs were 2 minutes long.
No.
Insane.
2 minutes.
The first contest was 2 minute runs.
Wow.
Damn.
That's a
minutes.
long time.
Wait,
So if
that
you're
is-
doing 8 runs, it's 160 minutes. All right? You want to break it down from there? It's not, but
No,
I'm
it's
checking
a little
your
shorter,
math.
yeah.
Might as well be.
Just kidding. I'm kidding.
It was crazy though.
But if you fell during the runs, was it done, or is you just get 2 minutes?
You had 2 minutes.
Yeah, 2 minutes.
Okay.
You
You
get
get
back
back
up.
You get back up, drop
Okay.
back in.
I was in a run, and you're doing your thing, whatever. I just remember doing the backside carve, and there was this thing of a one-footed carve where you take your back foot off. And it was like, okay, cool, I'm going to do one-footed carve here, right? All of a sudden, I hit it, I pull my foot, and it starts washing. I'm starting to slide, and I'm thinking, oh, fuck, it's my run. I can't jump. I can't bail. It's like... So I put my foot on. I think, how do I say this? Pushing the fakie, right? I'm pushing the fakie, and they're like, "Oh my god, a new trick!" It's like, it's a save, but whatever.
But that's how it was back then,
Yeah,
right?
it was
You would just do
100%.
stuff, and it was
Well,
like
you just
a
couldn't
brand new
fall.
trick.
If you were going to fall, you just went to fakie. If you're sliding on the wall, you just slid
great
to
go-to.
revert. Whatever, that's what you did. So you stayed on your board.
Right.
Did most runs, the most winning runs, they basically were flawless, like you didn't
Okay,
fall?
listen, he won.
No.
So, yes.
And so you would fall sometimes in your run still.
Well,
win.
no, the thing that's happened was in the 2 minute run, I was the only guy who could stay in the whole 2 minutes. The only guy. But that came from all my sports shit. from
I'd
playing
go out and kiss
football
my
all
chick
shit.
and go back in. Hey, babe, watch this next move.
No, you wouldn't.
And the thing how they did it is like they knew like you get points for every wall.
Yeah.
So I knew if I stayed on my board on every wall, I'd win because I just get more points than everybody. And that's it was that simple.
That's okay.
2 minutes was a long time.
That's a long time.
Insane. And then after that, then Hester called Alba and said, "Hey, you know," or Alba actually called Hester and said, "Look, man, 2 minutes is out. It's got to be like either like 45 seconds or maybe even a minute."
Right.
And I think at that point they went to 45 seconds.
45 seconds. It seems. I mean, you want to see the best shit.
Yeah.
In that time.
But again, it was
Not 2 minutes
again,
of just
this shit's all
pumping,
being
right?
made up though on the spot though. That's
Right.
what people tend to forget, right?
You wanna
It's
start
this
the
is the
next
first
contest?
one. They don't know, have a fucking clue how to do it. They think they know how to run it. You know what I mean? It was still like a fuck all because it happened after the rain and it's the one
I need
week
a
gets
beer.
canceled and another weekend, whatever,
Yeah.
whatever.
Can I
I
get
mean,
a
just
beer?
looking back was the history of it. Hey,
You can
we all
take a
didn't
break.
care. We were kids. We didn't
can I
really
get a
know.
beer?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I'll grab it
Go to
for you.
grab a.
You don't have to.
Well, how
You
many
want another
judges
beer?
were
You
there?
good?
I'll take another beer.
Oh, you have. Oh, you're already 2 down.
There's small ones though. I'll take another one.
Grab 2 dubs if you don't mind.
Wait a minute. What's this? I like this name, Dubs, better.
Dubs? Jerron Wilson, W. Wilson Dubs. You never heard of Dubs?
No.
Been around for years.
Been out of it for a lot of time.
How many judges were there at these contests?
I
5.
want to say there was either 5 or 6, but I think 5. Yeah.
And it was different every time, or was it like the same judges going to each contest?
I want to say they had the same judges for the first series, but they changed the format once Alba talked to them and said, "Hey, this isn't going to fly, the 2 minute shit."
Yeah.
And then after that, then what they did also the next contest,
Why did Alva
because I
have
just think
Henry's ear?
I don't know why, but I saw that video thing that they showed, and they talk about that. So I thought
Thanks,
it was
JC.
pretty interesting about that. But that being said, I never even knew this until I saw this video about it. Right, that they had the El Gato thing.
Oh, you never knew?
Talked about it. Yeah, I never knew that even happened up until they showed the El Gato thing.
Oh,
like
so
a
they
month
were
ago.
talking. I mean,
Yeah.
I
But
mean,
apparently, so after that, then Alba's kind of like lays it out for Henry and saying, look, we got to have 45-second run, and we're going to take the low and the high out and take the middle score. It's basically like a surf contest, basically.
Okay. So he just copied surfing.
Basically, yes. And that's ever since then, they've basically done that same thing where they take the high and the low out and just take the middle score.
How did that work for you?
obviously pretty good. He won. You're right.
just
I mean,
wondering,
and
like-
he didn't fall.
Yeah.
But it took
Didn't
that-
fall.
Yeah,
Highs and lows.
But now it's 45 seconds. Now
Yeah.
a lot of people won't
Yeah.
fall.
Smarty pants. I mean, what is that?
Yeah,
mean?
did you
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
2
But your
minutes
tone
to
at me is really rude. I
My
didn't
tone.
know what to do with the fire.
Tone, Steve. Come on.
Just kidding.
Yeah, but for us, it's like, because thing is, once we start skating against each other,
Sure.
the magazines
became enemies.
made it like we were enemies.
That's what.
We're
Yeah.
not
were.
enemies ever.
We were always best bros.
Right.
Ah, damn
And
media.
because he was always turning me on to things that like I didn't like. Punk rock, for example. Like, you know, people always say that Dwayne's the punk. It fucking wasn't Dwayne. It was fucking Steve Olson.
It doesn't matter
mean-
about that.
But it does, though.
I'm more interested in the contest series though because we're there. So 45 minutes, yeah, right. 45 seconds.
Salva still wouldn't fall.
And my point, because he was riding his fucking bike up to Baldy and back. You know. We go to Upland.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. I mean, I'm just telling from my point of view. I'm like, wow. Dude who won it owns the park we're going to.
Yeah, he did.
Thinking this guy, third party. I'm talking about you.
No, I'm talking about Tate Hunt.
I'm talking about you.
Okay.
You won Spring Valley.
Yeah.
We're going to your home park, Dunlap's home park, Tay's, whoever else. I'm thinking, wow, this is going to be wild. This guy's going to win the second contest. What happened?
I got hurt.
Bingo. I mean, I'm not trying to put it on your spot. I was just that.
Yeah, I racked my
Totally
ankle
curious
big
what
time.
happened, yeah.
I racked my ankle super
Okay.
hard. There's another photos. I got like a little knee pad on my ankle from where I hit it, and I got an ankle brace on, so my ankle was dust.
Damn.
Yeah,
There were some of us that were competitive that were like, yes,
yeah.
not wishing you
Yeah.
harm, but we're like, oh, the dude.
You being one of them.
100%. Yeah. But his buddies, Dunlop, but they smoked out everyone. Luckily, I got a fourth. And then
Yeah, Dunlap
I
was
just-
still in there.
Yeah, Dunlop
Which
was
was
right in
amazing.
there. I was
Yeah.
just thinking this fucking thing.
Dunlap was
I'm
top
gonna
4 the
break
first
this
one,
shelf
top 4
up.
the fucking second one, which is amazing. You mean?
Yeah,
And
he got a third.
Stropel got in there. Stropel
He
ripped
has
up.
no idea who Stropel is.
Dan Stropel?
Chris Stropel.
Bingo.
Okay.
Exactly. His middle name, Dan.
The
How'd you
inventor
know
of the
that?
alley-oop.
You know better than we do.
Yeah.
Chris Dan Stropel.
Yeah, so
Dan was his middle name.
Stropel was the shit back in the day, man. I mean, he still is to this day. But I mean, outside of my like original like influences from my guys I saw in the Badlands, but you know, from Worm and Blackheart and Snyder, I'm thinking Stropel and Wally were my 2 other biggest influences as a kid because we skated with them so much, and they came to Upland so much that they actually moved to Upland and moved there to just to skate the Skatepark.
Were they older than you?
Yeah, they were.
Okay.
Couple
And they're
years.
both like at least, I mean,
Oh,
shit, like
5.
what, 3, 4, or 5 years,
Okay.
basically. But looking back, like Wally, in a way, was the first dude who ever went to Baldy. Wasn't Waldo, and everybody thought it was Waldo and his crew, but Wally was the guy who went there first originally because one of his good buddies knew about the dam and knew there was a pipe there from surfing. Somehow they knew a guy who lived in Upland and knew about that. And so they took those guys there before anybody. So Wally told me he went to Baldy like in 73, 74 before anybody.
Jeez.
And then he turned Waldo onto it and all those guys. And James O'Mahony took the famous photos of Waldo that they're in the skateboard handbook. And he's got the famous photo of the green socks.
We're waiting on that one, Jason.
It's
But
coming.
that's one of the most famous
not an easy
Baldy
one, though.
photos of all time is the Waldo shot. You know what I mean?
Waldo shot.
Then they made a sticker for Tunnel.
Loose
with-
ball bearing wheels.
Yeah, it was
Insane.
amazing. It really, truly was.
Truly insane.
To see him do that as a kid
You're not there yet.
was
there. It
like,
is.
was truly special.
You just had it.
To see all these little things happening that were like back in the 70s. You know?
Bingo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
really
right
is.
there.
Oh,
That's it right
wow.
That's a shot right
there. Yeah,
there.
I mean, look at that shit.
I have the
Jeez.
same socks. I got them on
Yeah.
right now. actually.
Wearing the same ones too. I haven't taken them off since then. They really smell.
So for us, that was like the quintessential like just photo and just like the raddest shit you could ever see. And again, you're overt right there. Like that's the best
Right.
feeling on earth.
He's on the flat wall too, though.
Yeah, a little bit. It's going to the flat wall. Looks like, yeah.
Yeah, it's a beautiful shot.
It is. Because it's just, I mean, there's just...
Yeah. And James O'Mahony was the first dude to shoot those photos back in those days. So he's got so many photos that he showed me through the years. And I didn't really I met O'Mahony through him, which is even sicker. Because like we were on a trip to go to some art show, and we stopped by his house one day going to Santa Barbara. And I'd always heard about him, and I'd met him through the contest. Let's not take that back. I had met him through the years, but didn't really know him that well until I went to Santa Barbara and actually got to hang with him. So ever since then, we've like really kind of clicked, and he's a great dude. He's got a lot of great history about skateboarding too, from the 60s and 70s. You know what I mean?
These
Skating's
guys
nothing
don't
compared
care
to
about
that.
the 60s or 70s.
But still, like,
I love it. No,
you have to realize skateboarding is such a relatively...
I'm a liar. You're calling me a liar now.
I'm not calling you a liar.
You can't
I'm just saying
discount
you're
any of
making a
that
white
shit.
lie.
No.
It's still rad. It's the building blocks for what we have now.
Okay.
So that part's sick, you know what I mean?
It's the foundation.
Yeah,
Were
exactly.
all of these contests were all Southern California? Like, did you guys start venturing out into like?
Yes, all Southern California
NorCal?
at first, and then after a while, then they went to NorCal, then they went to Arizona, and they went to Texas, you know, start kind of New Jersey, that kind of thing. So, yeah, but the first contests are sick, and again, like, you know, he did really, really well. I mean, he got top 4 in every contest, and that's
Got 5.
That's
fifth.
pretty amazing feat looking back. Now, I only won the first one, and I only won the 4th one.
That's all. He has
know?
2. I have none.
But looking back,
he's not
that's,
humble either.
that's kind of rad too, though.
You
on
do.
one point, it really is. And I don't
It's good that he got hurt. I'm not
Yeah.
saying I wanted you to get hurt,
Yeah.
but it helped me.
Yeah, yeah.
And,
You know,
some
it
some
helped
others.
me also because I always followed this mindset of wherever we are, we have to be able to rip.
Yeah,
And Upland was like, it's like, okay, here we are.
yeah.
Seen this guy ripping it ever since it opened. Oh, he's hurt. It's a drag. Who's next?
Yeah.
Did you ever feel like you got robbed in any?
I did get robbed
Oh, okay.
the other night. Just kidding you, Andy. What happened to him? No, he just lost his mind on the show. No, I had a situation at the third contest, Newark, because they had their rules on a one page. We're going into the semifinals or whatever. So if there's a tie, they go to the second highest run between the two dudes.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh, I got a much higher run than Valdez, the guy who eventually went on to win it. And they're like, nah, we're not going to follow that. We're going to combine all the scores. And then, so
They
I
just
had
made
one
up a
bad
rule.
run. I had 2, whatever. Anyway, so they said, oh, yeah, Bobby is advancing. He did the invert, right? That's fine. He ripped. It didn't matter, but I was pissed. I'm thinking, I can win this contest. I learned frontside airs. I didn't have the invert. I didn't care about doing a rollout on flat coping. I'm kidding, on the roll in. It's a joke, Blackheart. But, yeah, so I threw my board at the judges.
Oh shit.
Like you tossed it to
I
him, or
didn't
you?
toss it. I'm an athlete. I threw it as hard as I fucking could, too.
Yes.
I was pissed. I was like, yo, it's right there. It's right there. What are you guys kidding me? No, you know, I was like, no, it's fucking bullshit.
Were they were just trying to?
Wham! And I had an arm because I played baseball as a little kid.
Did you hit anybody?
No, it bounced off the fence. I was pissed about
Yeah,
that,
bounce off
too.
the fence right here and bounce down.
But did they make that up because of the invert? Do you think that this guy did the invert?
I think it kind of
Were they playing
skateboarding.
favorites?
Okay, let's just go here for a second here. So
All right,
at the
enough
contest
nonsense.
last weekend, at the combi contest, right? In the pros, everybody's ripping, right? And Tristan Rennie gets 9th place. Just misses the bubble by that much, right? And then Grayson gets like 12th place. And they put Grayson in the finals. But Grayson's a fucking madman.
He's
and
a fan.
and he's exciting.
He's a fan favorite.
And he's a fan favorite,
Yeah.
exactly. And let's be honest, I love fucking Grayson, and like, fuck yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm talking about. So when you have someone who's like explosive and gnarly, when you're bringing something that's never been seen or nothing's happened like that before, of course that guy's gonna get it 'cause it's exciting.
they bend the rules.
And they bend the rules for that because it's almost like, oh, dude, like, you know, what's the
It's
chicken
like the
shit?
Chiefs and the refs.
Yeah, but it's
Bro, say that again.
the same, yeah, dude.
Straight up.
The fucking Bills won that fucking game. Let's
Oh,
be
they-
honest. They got ripped so hard. The Chiefs shouldn't be in it. Fuck the fucking Chiefs, man. I hope they
Right.
fucking lose.
Come on, they're still a good team.
Hey, they are a good team. I'm not
They're a
saying they
great
aren't, but
team.
they got
I'm not saying
ripped.
that-
They got ripped. It's the same shit.
Yeah.
It's
They
gonna
changed
come
the
down
rules.
to
They
the
bent
end. They're
the
gonna
rules
win
for
Super
someone
Bowl.
else.
I'm not
And
for
let's
the
be
Chiefs.
honest here for a second. Why are they bending rules for KC?
Who knows?
Come on, think about it, man. Ratings, media.
Oh, well, yeah.
Taylor
Yeah.
fucking
Big-
Swift
big
all
time.
fucking day.
Oh,
She's
big
there.
time
Boom,
on crypto.
All day.
fucking NFL.
All day.
We won the media war, right?
All day.
So that's that's the kind
Like
of
Elon salute.
Yeah, it's the same shit though.
My bad.
Where they changed the fucking rules. And when they changed the rules, when they've actually said that these are the rules,
I didn't
Right.
say that. Did I say
and,
that?
you know, so
Are we gonna take a
it
break?
can get a little frustrating. You know what I mean? I felt that before myself. You know what I mean? Okay, that happened to me, but later on.
Oh, it did. Same
Happened
thing.
in
I'm totally in
2000.
control
Okay.
right now.
Happened
I can see.
One more
I can
beer,
see
I'm gonna
that.
get
I can
nuts.
see that.
It happened in 2000s, right? So we're skating
to 2000s.
We're skating in the Soul Bowl contest. They used to have them at Hermosa Beach in Huntington, right? And so they have like 3 or 4 of those. And I think the third one, I actually won it.
You want another one?
I'm ripping, right? I don't really talk about stuff like oh, Sal was good, whatever. But I ripped this contest, right? And my little brother's kind of coming back in. He's kind of getting better. He's coming to have his little speed battles.
2000?
And he's coming in. This is like 2005, 2006, 2007, right in there. And Hosoi's just got out of jail, and he's with Radigi, Dagger. And so they're gonna like, oh, we're trying to help Mickey because Mickey's our boy, and they come up to me and say, hey, you know what? You won the contest, but we're going to give the money to Mickey because he really needs it.
No way.
Wow. Wow.
It's the same shit.
Protest.
Yeah.
What was your response?
Absolutely not.
I was fucking irritated. Now, I didn't go tell him I was irritated. I told my wife.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I just didn't
Did
go
they
make
give the
What
money
would
to
be-
Mickey?
Yeah, and they gave the fucking money to Mickey. And he wouldn't spend on a fucking
speed.
on a speed fucking deal for like a week once he got the money because that's what Mickey always does. Now he's doing really good again right now, and I
That's
wish
good.
Mickey the best.
Sure.
I really do. And he's so, but he's had his problems like Hosoi and whatever it is, and I mean I never had that problem myself, so I don't know. I can't really comment because I haven't had that experience.
I'm on speed
You know
right
what I mean?
now. I'm just kidding.
But anyhow, it's just, but I'm stoked that Mickey's doing good right now, and I'm hoping he gets it back together. And
Right.
And, hey, everybody loves the kid, and we all love him, and we're all pulling for him. And there's
gonna
nothing
be
in
fine.
America we like better when someone fucking falls in their face and you get back up, right?
That's right.
That's what skateboarding is all about. You fucking
life
fall
is
and get back
about.
yourself. So
True.
So you just got to pick yourself and keep going and doing your thing. So that's what you got to say, So
It's like your mom.
You want to take a break?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking want me to lie?
No, but you got
Good.
your smokes.
I
We'll-
used to
we'll take a
ride for
break.
Muska. Whoa, an honest lunchbox.
Not his lunchbox.
Where's that from?
Well, I don't know, but we need the Olson lunchbox.
Okay, that doesn't exist, but where is it?
We have things,
That's
I don't know where. I don't know where.
Anyway,
I don't know
all
where we
right.
got that. So
Actually, looking at
contests
the lunchbox
were a
is
big
making me a
thing.
little hungry.
Well, let me ask you a question. Where did you turn pro at the contest?
I turned pro at the same time he turned pro.
Same time, same
You turned
contest.
pro at the contest? Yeah.
Okay. And were you? Did Santa Cruz want to turn you pro, or how did that
Santa
work?
Cruz said, you're going pro.
This is it.
Yeah, and I was like, cool.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, we're going to give you a model. I was like, sick, like Willie Mays.
Okay.
My name's going to be on the bottom board, like his name is in baseball mitt.
Right.
I was like completely out of my mind. That's insane. But you didn't get a model quite right away.
Not yet. I didn't get one until Kryptonics.
Oh wait, Tunnel turned you pro,
Yeah.
and then you didn't get one till Kryptonics.
I
Yeah,
rode
but
for
he
Tunnel,
bounced.
but then I quit Tunnel after the second contest at Pipeline.
If Tunnel's so big, why?
And
did you-
then I rode GNS.
Oh,
I rode GNS for one contest.
Right.
Well,
Where
wait, why did
ride
you-
GNS?
I rode GNS
At Upland?
I was riding a GNS board at Upland. No, I was riding at Newark. I think I rode a GNS board or Ixtig. I was sponsored by GNS, I think, and Tracker.
Why? But why'd you quit Tunnel if they were a big company
Well, just because I was pro and I won a contest, I felt I had to have my own board.
and they weren't?
Because everybody, he had his own board.
Why
Alba
weren't
had
they
his own
giving you
board,
a board?
Stacy had his
Right
own
away,
board.
yeah.
The Logans had their own board.
Things are different.
And I figured if
Yeah,
I
but why weren't you getting your own board?
Well,
yet?
because I think they had Blackheart, they had Waldo, and I think they had Greg Ayers. They had a couple other guys, like bigger dudes than me at that time. And I don't know if my stuff could have sold like them at that point, maybe. But and then I rode for Alba after Newark, and I rode for TA, and then TA wanted to give me a model, which was kind of cool. But Pete Zender didn't want me to have a model because he figured if I got a model on Alva and my name's Alba, it's just going to confuse the shit out of everybody.
Oh, I remember. I think you told. I think I
Yeah,
remember
they
hearing
didn't,
this.
So they didn't
yeah.
give me a model either. So it wasn't until Kryptonics when I was riding Kryptonics. I was riding
When
Kryptonics
did you
wheels
get
at the
on Crypto?
Bogos.
Yeah.
But you're still entering the pro contest.
Yeah, but I was riding
Right.
the wheels already at Big O.
Winning pro contest.
Yeah. And then I think
Just
then I think after the Big O is when
Crazy.
I got on Kryptonics officially, like in '79.
Okay.
Entering the bowl now.
Yeah.
The champion.
The champion.
Steve Alba. But either way, so all right.
So we were at
What
Newark.
were we even talking about?
Was Newark
we were
the
at
one you
Newark.
threw the board of the
You
judges?
got burned at Newark because
Yeah.
they changed the
Whatever.
scoring thing.
They did what they
Right,
did.
And then the next contest is Big O.
Was Big O.
And then Big O was in August, and dude, it was hot, like that summer, like hot, like 100 degrees, 104 hot kind of shit, and everybody was melting. And because we were used to the heat in Upland, we weren't really getting. I wasn't getting fathomed by the heat at all.
Really?
I was like, okay,
Okay.
I can deal with
Oh,
this.
but we were on too.
no, we were on though.
We were
at
on,
that contest. We were on
our on our game. I
No.
have not
no, but by
egomaniac, but that
no, but by
that
Big O,
contest
we had more shit going.
money.
All of us,
like
you know what I
on.
mean?
It was
Yeah.
like, yo, let's go.
How much were the prize
go.
purses back then?
A grand.
like a grand.
For
Oh,
first.
okay. Okay.
Grand, 750, 500, 250.
250,
Okay.
Then
Okay.
you don't count.
Right. Nobody cares.
Here's hit $25. Thanks for entering. 5th place. Beat
So
it.
you both were on. You were on.
We
fire.
were on
Yeah.
that contest for
Yeah.
sure.
At Big O, by the fourth contest, it was super on. Like everybody was kind of getting better. You're having to bring more. Like
This is the
every time
fourth contest.
Yeah, every time you had to
The fourth
come to this new
contest.
contest, you had to kind of bring something new to the contest, kind of thing.
It's
you know
so
what I mean?
crazy to me to think that that's the fourth contest.
Yeah. And things, and
skateboarding.
again, things like aren't happening in the first contest. It's just basically carves and grinds.
Right.
Maybe one error.
Carves and
you know what I mean?
grinds,
And
some
then the
360s.
second contest is maybe like a couple more 360s, maybe a little kickflip, maybe like maybe guys
But
goes up.
Upland was cool because it had the pipe element to it.
Yeah, but that was cool.
And it also had that round lip.
Yeah, that was kind
which
of fun.
You
Yeah.
could like do other things. that
But
you
the cool
couldn't
thing
really
about
do.
Upland that they didn't have, well, I guess they did at Spring Valley too. Is they have a longest carve contest, which he did real good in, and they had doubles.
Yeah,
which was
doubles
kinda
was
cool.
insane.
So at doubles,
Like, all right, you're gonna
Yeah.
ride with your friend.
Yeah.
And I rode with with his buddy,
Dunlap,
who's our
yeah.
friend, but Dunlap, right?
Okay.
And we were like money. We were on. Just kidding. No, but we were like, oh, let's go. We're goofy footers. So we go in. We're rolling around. Another 2-minute run or something. Right?
Yep.
Probably. Yep. Anyway, so we come out, and it's like, okay, Dunlap, you go low. I'm going high.
All
and
the
we'll
time.
carve underneath each other. Just drop in.
I mean, how do you
to
plan a
face
2-minute
wall.
run?
You
That's
don't. But
insane.
anyway, so we're like, let's go, right? Like
Yeah.
the contest is happening. They're blasting Aerosmith or Mink DeVille or whatever.
Yeah.
Drop in. We both go high. And Dunlop was a little bigger guy. He's like, he's a bigger dude. But we hit so hard and
In
got
air.
chucked
Oh my God.
onto each other.
they just crumble. They go like this.
But bam!
It's
No one got
AI
hurt.
it. It's on the video.
JC, you're
it's on video.
slapping.
Wow.
It's there.
Yeah, JC, please.
Yeah, it's totally there. I've seen it.
I have
It's
never
there.
seen it, but anyway,
there.
but it was funny. But
It's
the doubles was
classic,
classic.
man.
What would we type in to get it?
I don't know, like Hester Series.
The best double
Spring
run
Valley
ever.
contest.
Spring Valley?
Spring Valley
Yeah.
Hester Series
If
contest.
this pops up, this is
because
gonna be
they
classic.
only have a couple clips from the Hester Series back in those
Okay.
days from the contest. But yeah, it was amazing. So all the contests, they had a doubles contest. They had the longest carve, and then when they had Upland, it had the highest pipe pacing.
Oh,
You won.
Which was, and I won because I was like, I love the pipe.
That
you know what I mean?
modesty, yeah.
Yeah, well, I did. I mean, I'm
Fuck
not,
else is gonna win that?
I kind of
My
like
part.
I was kind of hurt. I really wanted to do good at Upland. That was like, I'm gonna
But
win
you
this
guys
shit.
were pipe pasting
You know what I mean?
before Upland.
But
contest.
yeah, so but they had the side events, so I did good in the one wheeler event. I think I got second, and then I got the pipe pacing. I think I won.
Who won the pipe? I mean, not the pipe pasting, the one wheelers. Pine.
I think Pineapple did. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I'm just checking
Yeah.
my memory.
yeah,
like
but I think
ping pong.
Pineapple did win it. Yeah, because Pine was rad in those days too, for sure. You know what I mean? He was one of my best. I mean, still one of my best buddies to this day. You know what I mean? The craziest thing is like, we all kind of met back in those days, all of us, and we're still
Get
kind of
outta
hanging
here,
to this
man.
day, which is fucking kind of cool.
Yeah.
That part's rad. I went to Costa Rica with Pineapple before and Lance, and I've done multiple trips with this guy. It's like just to Spain and all over the states.
How about we went to Japan
That was awesome.
not too long ago?
was
I'll just bring it up.
please do. Yeah.
Because
let's hear it.
just
That was insane.
so we get to Japan. We're doing some art show thing in Shibuya. Blah blah blah. Then we're going down to this place, Shizunami. But we're flying over, and they're like, super typhoon is hitting Japan. And we're like, okay, that's cool, whatever. Like, what are we going to do? Oh, yeah, no, we're going to cancel the trip. No, we're not going to cancel the trip. Anyway, we get there, do the thing. Super typhoon's hitting. But we have to go from Tokyo down to Shizunami, which is south, over by Mount Fuji, whatever. And we're sitting there, and we're getting in the bus, and this kid that lives across the street from my studio was there, and he was like, hey, let me get a couple of pictures of you guys, because you might die. Right? And he's taking pictures, and we're like, whatever, freak. Get to Shizunami.
Okay.
Takes 2.5 hours usually. It takes us 9 hours to get there.
It was insane.
It's crazy. It's raining. The winds aren't up yet.
Uh-huh.
It starts raining more. The winds start picking up. Go to sleep. Wake up in the morning. The bowl is extremely full of water.
Yeah, like half full.
But it's happening now. The super typhoon is on point. This is just from my point of view because I had another experience there. We're sitting there. They built this Stussy and Huff, these guys that distributed there. They had whatever, Jack's Surf Shop. They built this new structure. It's like 3-story, beautiful concrete place. And they had an amazing pool, and they had this new snake run out in front of the shop. And we're sitting there, whatever, and we can't skate. But now everything's rising. There's a little drainage thing that's probably like 5 feet next to the building. It's starting to come up. It's actually now coming over. The hallways are up to your knee in water. The wind is blowing. It's happening.
The whole
And
building's shaking.
NoHo is with us, and Lance, NoHo, myself, Salba.
Was Bowman on this one?
No, Bowman was not on this one.
He was on the other one.
We're sitting there. NoHo finds some sake.
Okay.
And it's this like nice new building thing, whatever. We're in the kitchen. So, boom, we're going to drink some sake. Get lit on the sake. And we're a little tired, whatever. I'm like, I'm going upstairs to go to sleep for a minute. I'm going to take a nap. I go upstairs. It's Ray is in this other bed. He's from Japan. And the building's starting to sway a little bit. I'm like, yo, is this thing safe? He's like, yeah, it's built for the situations such as this. Boom, I fall asleep. I wake up. I go back down. So I was still up. Probably playing his guitar.
I had my guitar with me.
And Lance, I'm like, where's Lance and NoHo? They went back to the hotel, which is like, 4 or 5 blocks away. And I'm like, I'm out of here. The power's out on the first floor. And Sal was like, yo, don't go. It's dangerous. And I'm like, I don't care. I'm out of here. I take the guy, the filmer kid from Indiana. I'm like, you want to go? Then we have little KB, the interpreter.
Yeah.
Who's like a skinny little Japanese cat, whatever.
Where are we going?
Back to the hotel.
Okay.
Like, the hotel has generators. 100%.
But the water at this point is like
Is up.
literally like seriously like probably like up to here.
Waist high.
Oh,
And
yeah,
I'm-
but
and the
cars are
wind-
floating.
And the
Oh
wind,
my god!
And the wind is blowing.
wind-
And you just want to go home.
wind's
I'm
blowing
going
like
home.
a-
I'm going
swim
home. I
home?
know I'm going home.
yeah,
And
the
I'm a
wind-
little bit
The wind's
lit.
blowing like 100 miles an
I'm
hour.
not a drunk.
Okay.
Can I get another beer? No. But we're sitting there, and Sal was like, I'm not going. I'm like, I'm going. And I tell the guy from Indiana, I was like, you want to go or not? And he's like, okay, I'll go. I don't think we should go. Triple bags his cameras. KB, little interpreter, was like, I walk with you. I was like, yeah, KB, you don't have to go. We go outside. We go in the hallway. It's up to our waist. It's already like 5 seconds. You're like, just got out of the shower, or you're still in the shower. We're rolling. I'm like, yo, let's go to the front street, the front of the building, because it's kind of built on a pitch. So we can walk along that. There's no one driving around here. And we'll go down to the street, make a right, and go down to the hotel. Walking. I see out of the corner of my eye, oh, fuck, there's the snake run. Like, you remember the snake run thing? I'm like, oh, boom. So I walking over, I'm like, check it out. We're here. And the dude from Indiana, whatever his name was, I forget, he's like, oh, thank God you came to your senses. I was like, what are you talking about, bitch? I saw this online. I want to check it out in person. Look at this thing. It looks rippable.
Okay.
Right? And he's like, you mean you're still going back to the hotel? I was like, yeah. There's KB. He looks like a little drowned rat now. And I'm like, KB, you do not have to come. Like, already look really malnutritioned. I'm a little worried about this. Anyway, we keep walking. We go make a right. We're walking. Then there's this tsunami tower.
Tsunami tower.
It's like 5 floors of concrete in case it's on the beach, in case a tsunami comes through. I look at it, I think, all right, that does nothing for us here in the super typhoon. Then I see a little post, not a little post, but a big post, and it has 4 speakers. And it looks right out of Godzilla 1955, right? And there's this voice. And I'm like, what is this dude saying? I'm like, KB, what's the guy saying out of the loudspeaker? See, he's telling us we're in danger? What's the deal? He's like, no, okay. He says you should evacuate. Or you don't have to evacuate. And I was like, so he's saying he's covering both sides of this one, huh? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, you look even more malnutrition now, dude. You go back to the place. Just get out of here. We walk, we get to the intersection, one of the back roads. It comes up to our chest. And you've always seen, like, how is it flooded in Houston and it's underwater here? And then there's like a nice lawn over here and some dude barbecuing. Like, how is that even possible?
Okay,
I'm looking at this. I'm like, yo, it's a homeboy. He's a little taller. He's holding his bag up. And I'm just looking up at the lines, and it's old power lines.
That's
I'm
why,
like,
that's
yo,
why I
man,
didn't go.
all we need to do
Sketchy.
is get out of this water in case those lines stop, if they drop.
Right.
Anyway, we made it.
You made it.
We made it, right? Go to sleep, wake up, get to the beach. There's the tsunami gate is closed. And this is this intimidating metal gate. Like gigantic gate. It looks like it's straight out of some kung fu movie. You're just like,
It's
wow,
like
this
Rodan
is so-
shit.
Yeah,
It's like, keep the
exactly.
monsters out.
So insane.
It's like this. I mean, it's huge.
gigantic.
It's like a wall.
So it's
Like
a metal
50
wall.
feet tall. The doors are like 25 feet wide. You know what I mean? It's just.
It's like, you
It's
know,
like a door to the beach. I don't understand.
It's a
like
gate.
Yeah, it's like
it's a gate.
The
They have,
road
they have
goes
like a
to the
big
beach
cement
to a
thing with that
parking
thing.
lot.
So,
Okay.
so if
But
the
there's a
tsunami
beach,
comes,
a
it blocks
fence wall
it.
with the gate. The
Right.
gate's closed, and I was like, that's intimidating.
Okay.
We wake up in the morning, 4. I go out, still raining. The wind is up. There's the beach. We go back. I wake up at 7 or something. I go back out. I see Lance. He's like, what are you doing? I was like, the waves are firing. I'm going surfing. I'm like up, and I'm walking towards the town to find a surfboard because there's some surf shops, whatever. He's like, oh, you're going to go and not find anything and go back and go to sleep. It's like, whatever. Go find the boards. We go out. We have a great session.
Yeah, it was
It
insane.
was so good.
You surfed.
We both
Surfed.
did.
It was really good. We
Okay.
surfed. They'd surfed a couple times before, and it was terrible.
It was insane.
Okay.
But this time, with the tsunami, it was happening. Not tsunami, my bad. Super typhoon. Typhoon's happening. Surf is happening. We have a great session. Now we're going to go skate the pool. Get to the snake run. Like, yo, I'm going to warm up at the snake run. Right? And they're like, okay, yeah, we could start sessioning the snake run. I take off. I drop in. I go a couple turns. And there's like this triple wall with a little waterfall, like a quick waterfall. I go around it. I'm going, just checking it out, come back around, go back up. I'm like, oh, all right. This is totally fun. I'll go full speed now. Go back, come down, drop in, triple carve, come to the little waterfall, get launched from the waterfall to the next bank, which is where that camera is. Like at 150 miles an hour. Hit it so hard with my arm, and I think NoHo and Lance were standing up there. I shook them. They're like, yo, you just shook the whole skate park. And I'm like, I know. I'm thinking, I'm cool, right? I'm like, do quick body check, you know what you do? You're like, oh, all right. I'm like, oh, I'm good. Just the pulse in my wrist starts hitting. I'm like, oh, wow, I didn't even hit my wrist. And then that was it. I hurt my wrist.
You hurt your wrist?
I hurt my wrist.
That was it.
I was
You
out
didn't
of the
break
session.
anything? You
I didn't break
Oh, you were
shit.
out of the session,
I was
though.
out of the
You
session.
couldn't-
These guys kept skating.
The waterfall was about
I got
a
to
foot,
Go ahead.
Thanks so much.
super tight, and it didn't have any contour, so you couldn't really see it.
It was only a foot, you said?
So when he came through it,
Oh, it is. Yeah.
he just didn't really see it, and he just got pitched so fucking gnarly. And I was walking toward the park as it happened, and I didn't see him fall, but I heard it, and I saw him kind of get up, and then I was, oh man, and then, yeah. But the craziest thing is now when he's walking back to the hotel, like Lance and NoHo go first, and I'm thinking, man, like the wind is so gnarly right now. If the power lines come down, we're gonna get shot and die. And I'm just thinking to myself, I'm not gonna go in that water and get shot and die and tell them, and then I'm not gonna have my wife get a phone call that Steve was stupid enough to go in chest deep water with 100-mile-an-hour winds to try to walk back a quarter mile to the hotel.
A quarter mile to the hotel.
You know what I mean?
Makes no sense.
Because I refuse to do it.
Yeah.
I've seen so much shit like that happen.
So the next morning, you guys said when you went surfing.
So the next morning,
all the water was
when we wake
receded?
up. I mean, by the time we went to sleep that night, the water was more than chest high. I'm thinking it was probably head high. The whole place.
Was it gone in the morning?
It was gone. It was gone in the morning. We wake up the next morning, and because we had jet lag, we waking up like 5 in the morning, and me and Lance get up, and we immediately walk to the beach with our cameras because we're going to take footage of the chaos, right? And there's fish all over the place on the streets where we're at. There's shit and debris everywhere. You know what I mean? But then again, like the waves were just fucking going off, and I was a little scared because it was a little. I mean, it probably wasn't big for him, but it was a little big for me, and I was super scared. And I dropped in. I made one wave, and I cut this Japanese guy off. And this Japanese guy was pissed.
Oh, so there were other people out there.
He was like, there was like when we first went out.
No, it was happening.
There was like at least
was it?
10,
Okay.
15 Japanese guys out.
Gotcha.
And we were the only 2 white dudes out there. And I dropped in on this guy. I didn't mean to. I was going left, and I dropped in on him, and I totally fucked him over. And he was just screaming.
Oh, God.
And oh shit, here we go. And then our buddy, who was one of the Japanese guys, who was a good surfer too, he was just coming out. And so when he paddled out and kind of, hey, how's it going in? And he went and talked to those dudes, and the dude's all pointing at me. And then he's all like, well, dude, these guys are with me. And at that point, he caught a wave. And then they go, okay, well, like, oh, these guys are good.
Okay.
And they're like, he caught a sick wave right off the bat. Like, and they're all like, whoa. And then they're like both like, who the fuck are these 2 guys? Where'd they come from? You know what I mean? But I didn't catch as many waves as he did that day. I only caught 3, but I caught a really good wave that day. I was so excited because I caught a really good left. And I was hoping like I'd get a photo because I never really see myself just sit on the stupid surfline camera to see what I look like or whatever, to see if I can. And like when you look at stuff on video, like when me and Mickey used to watch ourselves, like on the old vert ramp after Pipeline closed, we had a vert ramp, and we would kind of video ourselves to kind of see what we're doing wrong on shit. So I just kind of like want to see like if I'm doing it right, if I'm being fucking lame, if I got shitty style, all that kind of stupid shit. But anyhow, like I just caught the best wave ever, like one of the best waves I ever caught yet. So I was like, I hope someone got a photo, but that's just what it is.
I love that. I thought you were going to say yes. They got it.
Nothing.
No photo.
Did you guys get to travel a lot together, like back in the day, or was it just like you see each
There
other
was
at
one
contests?
time, a little bit, but there was a contest on this Hester 2, the second
Colorado?
Hester series. Yeah. So we get in there. I rent a car. It's on Santa Cruz.
How old are you guys at this point?
18.
Okay.
I'm a little younger,
He's
so I
17.
just barely got my license.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I rent a car. I don't know how I got a car. You know what I mean? Like they gave me, whatever. Someone rented the car. They said you have to show your ID. And
It was lined
they
up.
didn't
lined
have
it up.
bank machine. They weren't like it wasn't your debit card.
Right.
They didn't have a credit card. I don't think.
Hertz?
Whoever Avis.
Probably like American Express in those
Which
days.
one was OJ with? I'm kidding. My bad. The juice is loose. No. So we're sitting there, and these guys are sitting there. Uh-oh. They look at there. It's Colorado. Scott Parsons and Eric Halverson. That's 250 right there. Sick. Anyway, we're driving the car. It's like anything else, but we're driving with these guys, and I'm like driving, and we're flying down the freeway. And they're like, what are you doing, right? Like, I just go off the road, and I just start spinning 360s, like, at high speeds.
No, in the
we
car.
did. In the car, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like, yo, if the car gets hurt, whatever, we just leave it and get a new one.
It's a rental. It's a rental.
Or something.
It's a rental.
It's a rental. I mean, it wasn't really that way. I was like, I'm not going to crash. And
Wait, so you're going
do
down the
360
freeway
on my
doing
skateboard and 360 in the car.
You're going down the freeway doing 360s, or are you off
I'm
on
going
the
on
side
the
road?
embankment. And then at one point, he's going down the freeway again. I pull the fucking e-brake. We do a full 360 on the freeway.
It was
He's
like,
what
you
the
know, you
fuck
do all your
fucking
thing.
do it! And then we're like, thinking, oh
was
shit, we're going to crash. And then we don't crash, and you make it, and like, fucking, we're like, oh, that was fucking rad. And then after that, he's all, I'm going to do it on the bank. You know what I mean? And then
It was
after
fun.
that,
You were
then
just kids having fun.
Then he
you
let
guys
me
did the same.
Then he let me drive the car.
Yeah, we did. Always did.
Well, hey, can I drive? And then we go back to
No.
the skate park, and that's the skate park was a big
Yeah.
field. And it had like,
I mean, maybe
like
you didn't
jumps
do
for
the drum, but
BMX.
you had
A
the
little
other
bit.
guys
And I
that-
started taking
yeah,
the car
you know what I'm
and
saying.
doing
It's no big
BMX
deal.
jumps with the car.
But it was super fun.
It was rad.
How did the car? Did you? Was the car okay?
Car's fine.
I know. Hey, remember at Winchester when Fausto gave us he sold us the Cadillac for $1 so we could go back and forth from the city to Winchester?
Yeah.
And then we had a food fight with the Sims van.
That too. Yeah, a food fight.
Yeah, or like we were throwing trucks
We were
and
throwing
whales.
indies.
Yeah, we're throwing indies.
We're
at it.
driving down to 285 or 385, whatever, the backside.
280.
280.
Yeah.
Whatever.
This is up north.
Up
Yeah.
north, like
Yeah.
between San Francisco and San Jose.
Okay.
We're in this, I don't think, it wasn't Caddy, it was like an Olds.
Yeah, okay, old, yeah.
It's an Olds. Fausto gave it to us for $1, just whatever. Anyway, but we have boxes and boxes of indies because indies just come out.
Yeah.
But then the Sims van is driving next to us, and they start throwing food. There's some
They shake. They do a chocolate shake and hit the
Boom,
window.
hits it right.
Bounce off the window.
And all of a sudden, I just see like, what? We have nothing to throw. We have no ammunition. And next thing I know, I just see a pair of maybe 88s or something, just bam, hit the fucking van. All of a sudden, bam, bam, a couple more, and they were just like, they're actually throwing trucks at us. Well,
You guys were throwing trucks.
Well, I mean,
He was
come on.
driving. I was throwing trucks. And Craig Rowe was with us. He was throwing trucks. And maybe
But it was
Dunlap. I
fun.
forget who else. There
I
was.
don't think Dunlap was in the van.
I think 4 of us. Dunlap was definitely with us. But the Sims van had Mike Fulmer and Scott McCrannels from Florida, and God, was Hunter Johnson driving, or Kurt Putnam was driving, their team manager at that time, and and then they opened the sliding door after they threw the first guy threw it through the window from the front window, passenger window. Then they opened the sliding door, started throwing shit at us, and then we just started pelting them with trucks.
Yeah, it was.
You guys are all buddies.
Oh yeah, we're all
Yeah,
Yeah,
we weren't like
yeah.
trying to break their windshield.
No,
We're just
asking.
kids having fun. It's the
Right.
70s, man. It's
Where were
like-
you guys up there
It's
for?
like Bad News
It's a
Bears
contest?
for the Winchester contest.
Winchester contest.
Yeah, you
And
don't
so,
know that?
so after this contest,
Could you
which is
imagine?
insane,
Winchester won.
Fausto's wife Gwen worked for Mayor Feinstein at the time. So
No.
Diane Feinstein.
Not
Caesar-
Feinstein.
Well, who was over the mayor was at that time?
Mosconi.
Okay, well that guy. Yeah. Oh yeah, the guy got shot. That's right. That's right. Yeah, I forgot. Anyhow, she was working in the city hall. And so she had access to all these venues for the concerts and stuff. That's how we got to see the Stones. So we go see the Clash,
And the Cramps.
and the Cramps, and the Dead Kennedys.
Wow.
And all of us go from the contest. It was like me, him,
All the guys that didn't make the cut.
yeah, like Brad Bowman, like Tony Alba, Mofo, Kevin Thatcher, Fausto, Gwen, and her little pink dolphin shorts and her red cowboy
Bowman.
boots, and
Did we say
Bowman.
Bowman?
Yeah, Bowman was there. I mean, we had like at least 15 people there. You know what I mean? And then that night, like the Clash was gonna play. By the time that all the other bands were done, like our whole mission was, we're gonna get on that stage no matter what it takes. And like that was our mission. So like basically, I don't care what anybody says. Like we were the guys who made up slam dancing, and we were already pogoing that time. But at that time, we wanted to get on stage so much, all of us and him included. Like we're just doing whatever we could to get on.
Yeah, well, I mean, we were like pogoing, and also then if someone would pogo, you take their legs out, right? Like a football.
Yeah.
Like if you're
It was
safety and
chaos.
The receiver's going up,
Yeah.
you take his legs out, and he's down, and all of a sudden the dog pile. And
Yeah, it was
It was-
rad. We were getting crazy, and all the people around us were getting bombed because they were all like art people. And we got up on the stage that night too. It was even radder. So, but ever since then, everyone wanted to do what we were doing. And so you go to the Clash show in Santa Monica Civic, and people are trying to do the same thing. And Jim Muir from Dodgetown gets up on the stage, and he tries to jump back into the crowd, and he's so big the whole crowd just goes.
They moved.
And he does a flip, and he lands right on his back, and just is dead. Just looks laying. Oh, what are you gonna do? So it was, so it was just kind of comical, all the shit we used to do back in those days, and all the shows we'd go to, and again, like the music was such an important part of skateboarding. Mm-hmm. It truly was. And again, like, even though he doesn't want credit for it, I'm gonna give him complete credit because like he was the guy that turns all on to like
yeah, but I mean,
to the
music
Buzzcocks
was,
and
music
I was all
happening. Though.
I know. I mean, I was already in
the
New Wave, and I was
early
already in
70s
Devo and
it
that
was
kind of shit,
happening.
B-52s. But when he turned me on the Buzzcocks, I'm like, dude, this is shit. And then like Robert Gordon. I mean, I was already hip to the Dolls and Johnny Thunders and that kind of shit. But then like we'd go see shows, and I'd see like we'd go see Johnny Thunders like in '79, and I'd go see, and he'd be there too. Or like, I'd go see other bands and he'd be there too.
Oh, yeah.
And then he got into rockabilly, then I'd go like, oh, that's cool too. So I got to go see that shit. So
Well,
it was kind of
chicks
cool.
and
You know what I
rockabilly,
mean?
but whatever.
Yeah, way hotter
counting.
chicks. Way hotter chicks than rockabilly and punk rock for sure.
But okay, where we leave off? Big O.
Big O.
Big O.
It's unbelievable.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, so then Big O, they had the contest, and they had the doubles contest. They had highest air at that contest. And I remember thinking George was like, I do the biggest airs I can win. But I think Bobby Valdez won with the invert because he got actually higher with the invert than George got with the front.
You're talking about
center.
like they had different things. They had the sticker thing. And they had they had different.
Yeah, they had side events.
One wheel thing.
The thing.
Double thing.
I don't know what you guys called it. There was
Pipe
like
pasting.
pipe pasting.
Yeah.
See,
Tick
I
a
don't-
thing. It's so good. Ain't no
Yeah, but they had
thing.
longest carb,
What do you mean
doubles,
longest
pipe
carb
pasting,
thing?
highest air, and they had side events.
Slalom.
Which after
Thing.
the first contest, it'd be like having best trick after the contest kind of shit. Basically, is what it was. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, but it was just
This
kind of
is
cool.
filler.
You had side events after the main event, and it was really really
was there
fun.
money involved
That's
in
right.
that, or was that just like a
I think there was money
show.
involved in that. It wasn't
There
as
was
much
money.
as like
It wasn't
the first
the
place.
same, right?
Wasn't
But
the same.
there
You get
was
like
money.
150
Oh,
bucks
yeah,
for
yeah,
the wheel or
for like
whatever.
the sticker thing, you get $100 in the first place.
But you get a cool little, you get like a cool little trophy.
It's called the
Yeah,
pipe
you know what I mean?
pasting.
Like he
So-
has his trophy,
Take
and
a
I have
day.
like my old trophy still. They're kind of cool.
So they're all
Stay
side.
there.
They're all different contests
Yes.
at the same contest.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And that
All
was-
contests were different, though.
So that's the first Hester series, like the number one, the first. Then they had a second Hester series, you know what I mean? And then is that when he won a Big O?
No, that was another one. But there was also other little contests that were happening that weren't part of this Hester series.
Yeah,
So
like
now they're-
Winchester and Milpitas.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
another contest. But then
How
there was a
often-
Lakewood skate park, and
Yeah,
then
Lakewood
all of a
too.
sudden it's like, this is my home park, and this bitch comes down and wins. It's like, are you kidding me?
Had you ever
I
skated
hurt
the park?
myself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Oh, you did?
love
We all
Lakewood.
skated. It
I
was
used to
fun.
I skate Lakewood a lot.
Okay.
I was injured,
Yeah.
just
Oh, you
like
were
Upland. Whatever.
The ankle. You had a
Shoot,
bum
we'll go
ankle.
there.
Wait,
Yeah. Rolling ankle.
how often were like contests happening at that time? Were they every week or every
I'm
other
thinking
week?
like every 3 months.
Oh wow. Okay.
Every 4
The
months.
Hester thing, though, was a month.
every month.
Yeah,
every
it was
month.
like
Roughly
every like
something.
month and a half.
Okay.
Yeah. It'd be like April, like well, I think the first one was in March, was it?
I don't remember.
I think
exactly.
Spring Valley was in March.
Yeah, but it got rained out.
Maybe it was February. I
And
forget.
it got rained out.
Yeah.
And then it happened.
Yeah.
And it was like, all right, the playing field is even now. Pineapple and Martinez are out. Let's go.
Were there other contests happening like in between those, or was it just those?
Yeah. So after the first Hester series, I'm thinking they had
Jacksonville, Florida.
they had that, and they also had the Oasis Pro. They had the Winchester. I mean, they had the Winchester Pro, Milpitas Pro, the Lakewood Pro.
But not during the first Hester.
No, but they weren't during the Hester contest. Once they had the Hester, those 4 contests, and then after that they'd have the next
Yeah,
contest.
and then
Okay.
the contests
And then the
started
next
popping
contest.
up here.
And then they had the Hester 2 4 contests again, and after that they'd have a couple more contests. So they didn't happen once their schedule was there. They didn't interfere with that schedule.
So the Hester was like the main.
Yeah,
The Hester
main
was like,
contest.
yeah.
That's the
So it was
main-
Hester 1, Hester 2, but between those they had all these little side event things. And in between that, we got to go to Texas for the first time. Like the first time we were all going to go somewhere as a trip, and they promised us lots of money. We're going to get $500 or $1,000 or whatever it is.
Just for going.
Yeah, just to
for
go.
showing
and-
up. But
and
it's
do
like
this
20
demo.
guys
Uh-huh.
with no chaperone. I'm 17.
Yeah, I'm
He's
16.
16. Like, our chaperone was Stesic. Get on the mic on this one.
Okay.
Steve Stesic. His name is Craig, but we
Craig,
we won't
And
attack him for that one.
How
But
old was
anyway,
he at that time?
He's like in his mid-20s, probably.
He's probably maybe 30. I mean, who knows? You know what I mean?
Right.
Why he went with us, I don't know. Because
Because he was writing an article on
Oh
it.
yeah, we're writing for the magazine. Yeah, There
Yeah,
you
for
go.
skateboard. But
Yeah.
they put us on the plane with no one watching us. And it's a lot of people. And the plane is like
20 skateboard
got 10
pros.
dudes on each. They serve the food. I mean, and you could smoke on the planes back then.
Wow.
I forgot
Joints were going down.
Yeah, right.
No.
Someone had cocaine. Oh, yes.
On the plane.
Yeah.
Let's go. Look at
Joints
this
were going
shit.
down. Someone had. I mean, I wasn't a
Blackheart.
coke guy, but
Blackheart
some
definitely had
guys
coke.
had the tray
They had the trays down.
Had some
No.
coke.
Oh my god.
Just
But-
all blatant, like fuck
It's
it.
In
serve
front of
the
all the
food.
passengers.
Wow.
They're doing
Yeah,
this
they
shit.
don't give a fuck.
They're smoking joints and doing coke in front of passengers. And then me, because I didn't do drugs when I was a kid. I'm anti, right? But I'm of course gonna start
Straight
the fucking
edge.
food fight. And so straight
Oh
up.
yeah, the food. They
sandwiches.
serve the
Oh my
food, and the
God.
fucking fight just
Straight up. You know what I mean?
ensues.
No
right?
wonder
Yeah.
skaters have a bad rep
And
from that
it's
shit, bro.
insane though, because this food fight is going on, and the stewardess is like, "Please stop, please stop!" And you just hear this, "Fuck you, bitch."
The pilot, there's two pilots. One of the pilots comes out of the fucking cockpit to kind of talk to us on the loudspeaker to tell him to mellow us out.
No
And like, we're still going. And it gets to the point where like
What?
then the captain comes out and says over the loudspeaker, "When you guys land, the FBI and the authorities are going to be waiting for you."
Right, the FAA, the
Yeah.
FBI.
So when we landed, sure enough, they're all fucking there.
Really?
Oh, wow.
The news is there, cameras.
Wow.
the
Right,
whole,
but the news
the
was
whole
there,
shit.
and those guys were kind
Yeah.
of there from the promoter guy,
Yeah.
Big Bob, had brought it like, "Oh, here come the pros, skateboarder guys," and then here's the other dudes, the agents or whatever.
Yeah.
And they just look at it like, these little kids,
Yeah, right.
these kids are, get out of here. They didn't even say anything. They're
Like
let
you
us
guys
all
are a
go.
bunch of puppies walking.
they let everybody go.
They let us all go.
yeah.
Or
my
Bob,
God.
or the promoter guy, Bob paid him off or whatever.
off.
But
He probably did.
he kind of went over to him and kind
Our
of
money.
Texas style talked to him, whatever. I mean, it's Texas, dude, and we're in Texas. You know?
And what year was this?
This is like 78,
78.
79.
Wow.
I want to say it was 78. I want to say it was the summer after the Hester series happened. So I'm almost positive it was like September. It might have been October. It might have been 79.
Okay.
But right in there. But then what happened was like, so Stacy Prowse was with us, like Greg Ayers, Blackheart, we got Olson, me, Bowman. God, I forget who else was. I think Bobby Valdez, I think. Was George Orton there? Gosh, I forget everybody who was there. Tony Duton was there. But anyhow, like all the older guys got their money. Like straight out the bat. Like, once we got to Skatepark, here's $1,000
Oh, we got
here's
paid up
$1,000
front.
here's your
Okay.
$1,000 here's your $1,000. You know what I mean? And so at that point, like, we're like, well, shit, where's our money? And the guy like supposedly run out of money. And so me and Steve and Blackheart and Bowman didn't get paid. And then we're kind of pissed off because number one, we're only supposed to skate this demo, right? And then like, well, now you got to judge. But for me, the cool thing was my grandma lived in San Antonio, in Elgin, Texas, which is like 20 miles outside of San Antonio. So she came and visited me and took photos. So I have photos of this contest from grandma, which is pretty rad still that I have those photos that, from her point of view, other sides from the magazine point of view. But anyhow, all that kind of shit went down. We're skating and we had to judge the contest and then we do another demo. And then during the demo, there's a
We're in the demo.
There's a half pipe and there's like an extension, and only like me and Steve and Arnie Ho can kind of grind the extension, do rock and rolls on the extension. And at one point, Steve's gonna do like a big sweeping vert, and there's this big Samoan guy like.
No. Time out.
Was it
We're
Samoan
sitting
guy?
there. It doesn't matter. No, we're skating this thing. I'm coming down. I'm just carving. I carve and I roll my ankle. I didn't do anything. I roll my
Oh, so you just board
ankle.
was flying up then. Okay.
I roll my ankle and I shoot my board. I get it away from me, right? Like not. I'm going to shoot at these people. I shoot it.
Yeah.
I shoot my board. The people are looking over the rail. This guy is ripping the fucking vert side of the extension. I'm looking at my ankle like, oh, it's rolled. Board goes up. People go back. This big Samoan cat comes over to look down to see what's going on. Bam! And he just goes back, and I'm just like, oh wow, it's so unfortunate. It's so not what I wanted to do. He was just a big dude.
Yeah.
Right, and I was like sitting there, and I'm thinking, oh, my ankle, maybe it was whack. It was rolled. I wasn't doing good in that anymore. I get out. I'm at the entrance to the pipe. Here comes the dude. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get a beating right now, right? Like, I didn't do it on purpose, but he took the board to the head.
Yeah.
I'm gonna beat up a little bit probably. So whatever. My ankle hurts. Whatever. What's a couple more punches to my head. Or anyway, he comes up and he's like, I was like, yo, man, I am so sorry. I wasn't shooting my board. I was just trying to get it away from me. He's like, no, it's okay, brother. And I was just like, yo, just here, take my board.
Oh, you gave him the
Like,
board.
yeah, I was like, yo, I'm so sorry. It was like, that wasn't what I was trying to do. He's like, oh, I know it was accident. Right? He's like, you signed the board? I was like, no, that's going too far. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. What are you going to sell on eBay? No, but it was like, I was like, oh, wow, that's insane. We were really on point at that point in our careers. You, Salba and myself were like another level above these guys. I don't know why. I'm not bragging about it, just observation. But the guy took the board, and I got fucked. Because my ankle, I rolled it, and I was out for months. Like a good
bad.
6 to 8 months.
Oh, damn.
Shit was being made.
Yeah.
Things,
So
tricks
after
were
this,
happening.
after all this shit happens, right?
Okay, wait a minute, though.
Then they have the sticker toss.
Yeah, but then after the
Sticker
sticker toss.
toss.
But so then the big Bob dude, our promoter guy, you know, nice dude from San Antonio. Yeah, you're gonna stay. You're gonna stay with like the co-ed college or all
Sorority girls is what he said.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna pay you. Have all these different things happening. Nothing came through. But he ran the skate park, and I was like, "Hey, Bob." I think I'm 17 at the time. I'm like, can I get a pair of those blazers?
Since you're not paying us.
Since you're not, since you kind of fucking us, and I hurt my ankle at your expense, can I get some sneakers? He's like, yeah, sure you can, Steve. Right? So I take the pair of sneakers, go to the car, I put the pair of sneakers in my bag, take the empty box back, go back into the pro shop, take another pair. Take another pair. Took about 4 or 5 pairs, right? I'm like, yo, fuck this guy. But
You're leaving empty boxes on the.
of course, they're not checking. I'm putting the boxes in the back. They're not going to find out until like 3 months later. I've got like purple, I've got red, I have green, and I have these beautiful blue blazers at the time. They were like the hot shit. I tell these dudes, I'm like, yo, what are you guys doing? Like, get them to give you a pair of shoes for our time. Empty the box, bring the box back in. Let's fucking take these shoes away from this guy.
And we did it.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, you guys did?
Yes,
I took-
several of us.
I took like 10 pairs.
Yeah, I took a bunch of pairs.
Okay.
He took
I
a
was
bunch of pairs.
psyched.
Good for you.
Yeah.
And before
We
I got
paid ourselves.
and before I got sponsored by Nike, I was wearing those. So when I got sponsored by Nike on Alba, I was even more hyped because I was already kind of used to them.
Okay.
So the Blazers back in those days were the sickest shit ever.
The best.
Because they had really good ankle protection. Because you were getting hurt in your ankle so much back in those days. Your board was always nailing you in the ankle, and it was just how it was
High
back in
tops.
those. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you wanted high tops. I mean, you had padding for your high tops, even better. So once the Blazers came out,
But
like,
it was
that
Nike was like kind of the dominating shoe.
I mean, they were
at that point.
They were way better.
That's so
They weren't
crazy.
making for skateboarding, though,
No.
right?
No, they were
weren't.
just blazers.
Yeah, yeah.
And they were made. The quality was superior.
Yeah. For me,
I remember-
because we were skating Upland, and when your knee slided in a 15-foot bowl in the pipe before Combi's built, your shit is just getting destroyed. And we
What's-
would destroy Vans so quick. So once we got Nikes, like it was like these shoes lasted 3 times longer than those shoes.
Vans was like the shoe that everybody was.
Yeah, well,
kinda
Vans were my
skating.
go-to shoe
Right,
at that
okay.
point. And I still love them, but I just
Yeah.
when Nikes came out, they had better padding, they had ankle protection.
And at that point, you guys are buying the Nikes.
I mean, I got
I bought-
sponsored.
You were.
I didn't get sponsored.
Yeah.
I remember I did go to this Winchester contest, and there was like a shoe mart next door. I was like, I don't even know if I did go to the contest. I probably slung some shit on the side to some guy. Yo, yeah, give me $50, whatever it was, $100. Here's 5 boards, 3 pairs of wheels. Anyway, I have this money. I'm like, I'm going next door. I buy a pair of blazers, and I buy a pair of K-Swiss. Because I like K-Swisses for tennis, whatever.
Okay.
But I was like, I've made it. In my little stupid mind, not stupid, but just as like a young kid, I was like, I can buy the expensive shoes now.
Right.
You know, my parents weren't going to spend that kind of dough.
No
on
more
shoes.
tough skins, man. It's Levi's now.
Yeah, everything. I was just like, whoa, I'm an adult.
It's
At
crazy.
16.
The small things like that can make you feel like,
You know what I mean?
especially
Like-
at that time, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when you're a kid, when you're 16, 17, 18, when you can buy your own shit without mom and dad buying for you, dude, that's a big
Oh, that's
deal.
huge.
Especially
What about when you get
especially
sponsored, though?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Instead of having to buy your product?
yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's a huge
huge.
step
Yeah.
as well.
It was a
everything.
big deal.
just getting free stuff.
Yeah.
Free board.
I was a sponsored surfer, and I got a couple boards from them. They also made a skateboard back then as well. It was like one of the skateboards
Were
that
you
was
sponsored by
competitive.
Wayne Brown for a
Wayne
while?
Brown, yeah.
That's insane.
But then I learned how to skate a little bit. I got sponsored by this company, Powerflex.
Yeah. Bob Ballou.
And to get a pair of wheels, the guy's like, hey, I want you to ride for me. He was a nice guy.
He was.
Gave me a pair of wheels.
And
I gave my
Powerflex
brother a
was
pair of
ripped,
wheels.
too. They were
yeah,
the
they
best
were
wheels at
really
that
good
point.
wheels.
They were really
And I
good.
got a jersey.
Oh, with the blue one?
And I got a board, and I was like,
Yeah.
I've made it. I'm not even the pro. I'm just like getting free gear.
I love
Yeah.
that.
Then all of a sudden, not Powell Peralta, Bones
Yeah.
and Quicksilver, the metal boards, came to our park. I was riding for Powerflex. George Powell came up, asked his cat, Glenn Mayota, who was the manager guy. He's pretty good photographer, really good photographer.
He's
Anyway,
got sick photos from that
he
time
says,
frame.
who are the guys here that are ripping out of the kids that ride the park? And he's like, oh, that guy and that guy. It was myself and Ray Bones. Not that I'm claiming we were ripping, but we were ripping hard. Could you imagine? No, I don't mean like that. Fuck, you should have seen us. No, but so he opens his attaché case, which is a briefcase, and he has the first Bones. And he's like, would you guys want to ride these new wheels? And they were like bone colors.
The yellow ones.
Not
They were
even
kind of
yellow.
white
They
yellow
were
ones.
whitish yellow. Yeah,
Yeah,
they were
white-
like
white
an
yellowy,
opaquish
yeah.
white.
I picture like a nice briefcase.
Yeah.
He
It
opens
is a
it
nice
up and like
briefcase. It's
blood
like
light comes
James
out. He's like,
Bond.
you want
There's
to
no
ride
light.
these new wheels?
But they were lightning bolts.
You know, when they open this thing in Pulp Fiction, it's all gold.
That's,
It's
what,
like, yeah.
that's what I'm picturing.
Right,
Like
but
this
he opens the briefcase
yeah.
and we ride the wheels and they're superior.
Okay.
And
okay.
so we start riding. Ray Bones and myself are on. I jump Powerflex, which is
right then and there.
yeah.
or,
Like,
you
he's
know.
like, "Do you guys want to ride for
Okay.
my company?" And it was just like, "Oh, yeah, sure, right?" Like, "Oh, these wheels are better than the Powerflex wheels."
Are you trying to get money also with these
No,
companies?
we're like little amateur kids.
Okay.
But he also makes this aluminum board called Quicksilver. And at that time, we could ride anything. So he's like, "Ugh, these guys, I make a really good board." It's like, yo, that board is terrible. Yeah, I don't want to ride your board. I'll ride the wheels. And then all of a sudden, I had this surfboard company making wood boards.
But you have a photo on a Quicksilver board.
I
though.
do on the cover of my,
Yeah. That's
I think my high school paper.
Right. So is that,
that I
is
left.
Is this it right here?
Is that at Skatopia?
That's the Quicksilver. Yeah, look at that.
I
That's
remember
cool.
that board.
Can you imagine
This
just
is a
getting
photo at
clipped in the
Skatopia?
ankle with that? Which
Is that photo at Skatopia?
that photo's at Concrete Wave Pool.
Concrete Wave. Okay. Rad.
JC, we're waiting.
He wants to see it.
I'm just kidding. Either way, but yeah, and then I went to Santa Cruz, and that's when the contests were going on. Our little amateur thing.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I went to Santa Cruz thinking they have a motorhome, they have a team manager,
They got it more together.
they have a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
They have these colored shirts. I wasn't in punk rock quite yet. Like these these nice shirts. I was like, oh my
Oh,
god.
watch the headphone. Yeah.
Right, boom. Oh, you put your heels on. Anyway, they were like, "You want to ride for us?" And I was like, "Possibly." And I meet these guys, and they're like surfers.
Yeah, these.
Yeah, but
that is the
not quite
shirt?
yet. Yeah, look
but
at
this
he's
is a little
that
later,
crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, sit like this. And they
That's-
always had cool shirts with like little stripes on it.
Yeah.
That was just super cool.
I was like, I'm in.
like,
this
once you kinda do
Quicksilver
that, like,
Bones
hell
dude
yeah,
does not
right?
got his team thing.
So they made these like the indie ones and Santa Cruz ones, kind of like that. You know what I mean? So yeah, this is super OG. This is like
Wow.
Wow, look at that.
That
But
looks
when he got on
fucking
before me,
great.
so he was like 77 maybe.
Yeah, I was 77.
Yeah, so
Wow.
Either way, it was insanely bizarre.
yeah, it was kind of cool. And
It
then
was
basically-
amazing. I was getting to the fact of getting free stuff as a
Yeah.
kid. You were like, I mean,
Man, it was everything.
Hell yeah.
it was
truly.
insane.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, wow.
But it's so crazy.
Yeah, there you go. Boom. I love that. That's one
Look
of my
how the
favorite.
sticker placement is, though.
That's one of my
It's
favorite
for front
photos of you.
side
That's
stuff.
so amazing.
yeah.
Sick ass shot.
Sick.
I love
So
it.
Wait,
sad,
what are
that's
what are
true.
the stickers going along the bottom there?
Quicksilver.
Oh, that's Quicksilver stickers.
Yeah.
Bones, Quicksilver,
That's a quick tail.
Yeah.
Quicktail. My bad.
That's
Made like
amazing.
Well, no, the other picture we saw was Quicksilver.
Look at those are
wasn't it?
mid tracks.
Yep.
Not
Good old Rector
really-
gloves.
Not really big. What kind of shoes?
Basketball pads.
Those are not Vans though.
Maybe they're well, had blue soles in those days.
It's
'Cause
just
K-Swiss
some
had white
ghetto-ass
soles.
shoes.
Yeah, what were the shoes? Just Nike, K-Swiss, and Vans?
Not even K-Swiss, really. I mean, I bought K-Swiss
Just because of
Those
tennis.
might be Keds because Keds
well,
had.
not because
I think Keds had blue soles back
I
in
was
those
like,
days.
oh, I can get an expensive pair of sneakers.
just
It's
because,
unbelievable,
yes.
but I
Right.
always liked them
Did the guy ever
because they
find out?
felt really well. They fit really well too.
Did the guy ever find out that you guys stole the shoes?
Who
Did
cares?
you hear about it? No, I would have loved to see
Hey,
the look
Bob,
on.
guess what? We took your shoes.
It would just be
Thanks for the
amazing- it'd be
payment, and
amazing
you
to-
ruined
I don't
my
think he ever
career.
found out.
It'd be amazing to know.
Yeah. But after we took the shoes that time, you know, like after the contest, and he took shoes, and he told me and Blackheart we took our shoes. Then they had a sticker toss, and they had a big like scaffolding where the judges were sitting. It's probably like 20, 30 feet tall, and all the pros got up there and tossed all their stickers out. It was like the first sticker toss we ever saw, and the kids were fighting each other for the stickers and going crazy for it. And so that night, there was supposed to be a big party for us and all that kind of shit, which didn't really happen. And I remember Blackheart was so irritated because he didn't get paid either. And then he had Jim Castle and Stesic. I'm not sure how this happened, but that night they came to me and said, hey, we're going to leave the next morning. We're going back. We're not going back home. All the guys are going to stay here another day or so, but we're going to go skate this pipe. And they took me to Amarillo Pipe. So during that same trip, we all went out there together. I took off with these dudes on a side trip. Oh. So it was me, Blackheart, Doug Schneider, Casmus, and Stesic. And then we met the Texas guys, and they took us to Amarillo Pipe for the first time.
And the Amarillo pipes are insane.
Yeah.
And they're also really hardcore to get into.
Yeah.
How so?
Well, because
Why are they hard?
it's a big,
Take that one, Steve.
a big wall to get into, like Baldy.
Okay.
And Amarillo is like basically twice as tall as Baldy. Baldy's only 14.5. Amarillo's like 22.5.
Really?
So it's a bit. It's
Did it
basically
not have the
double.
elbow?
It has an elbow and flat wall like Baldy, but Baldy has a flat wall that's like a click out Baldy. A click out meaning there's a pipe, and then you have the flat wall so you can kind of. So there's like a little, but at Amarillo there's no click out. It's just straight wall, and it goes from round, and as it goes down to the edge, it goes square. And so where it kind of goes halfway between that's where the flat wall is. And man, like Steve said about Baldy pipe, like being smooth as marble. Amarillo is the same way. It's one of the best pipes, if not the best pipe I've ever ridden in my entire life. And I've probably been there at least at this point in my life like 6 or 7 times now through the years. And my goal is this year is to actually go there again.
And loop it.
Just skate it. It'd be rad to loop it. I've seen a bike.
I'm
seen
just kidding,
Some of the bike
obviously.
guys do loops on skateboards.
Seriously.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
no. On
Even
the
one bike, dude.
Yeah, dude, I've seen some sick.
Well, they could
footage
get
from
they
some
could
of the
get they can
guys.
get cooking in the
Yeah,
on a
there's,
bike.
there's
right?
a bike guy in
What year are you
a
from?
European guy
1962?
that did a
You
loop.
get cooking.
Yeah,
Get cooking. Get upside down.
Look at is this
Beaver?
the one?
that's in
That's
Australia.
Australia.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I never got to go to that one,
Sorry, JC.
but that
He's
is
trying. He's trying. He's
that
trying.
is a good one though, for sure.
No, of course. That's not it.
dude, look at it slap.
So,
There you go. Yeah, there you go.
Where?
That's
The one up on top
that's
right.
Amarillo right there, for sure. Yeah, that's it right there.
That's it.
That
Yeah.
is
Look how-
huge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bottom
Look how
right is
small that-
Amarillo?
Yeah, it's definitely Amarillo. Yeah.
Top is for sure. Top
Yeah.
right.
That's the beginning of it right there.
Did you ever go?
No, I was injured.
Ankle.
I never went again
it's
after that.
by far like
What do you
the
mean?
best spot to skate. But
you
what
gave
happened
you
was
gave your board away, right?
so many people were going there in the 70s and
Like
80s that
folks.
they the guys who run the place, which is the U.S. Bureau of Engine, USBR run it. They put like metal brackets, like L brackets, like angle iron down the whole length of the pipe.
So you couldn't go up.
And they put them bolts on the bottom, and they screwed them and welded them so that you couldn't skate. And so for a long time, I'd say probably for 15 years, you couldn't go in there because it was such a bust because so many people got in there. Then a couple of my friends actually went in there and took the angle iron off and actually took grinders and grinded some of the stubs off. But the last guys I know that went there, like literally like just on Thanksgiving this year, told me they went and took grinders and actually took the rest of the snubs off. So the pipe's basically clean again with no more shit sticking up.
Okay.
Because the thing is, at Amarillo, it's
You
like
wanna go?
Blvd. You can go from the elbow and start top and carve all the way down halfway, and then start going up. But before that happened, if you didn't see the little nub sticking up, you would fucking eat shit.
Oh, yeah.
Because halfway through the pipe, it's dark. Like in the middle of the pipe, it's dark until your eyes adjust to it. And even when you're starting in dark and going through it, if you don't see those, you get fucked up. Because at Amarillo, you're going fast.
Oh my god.
Full speed, and plus a 22.5 pipe is no joke. 'Cause, 12-foot trannies basically, and you're hauling ass, man.
Yeah,
So, but it was pretty much, I'd say, the best thing I've ever skateboarded in
Seriously?
my life. I'm definitely gonna say that. It's the funnest thing I've ever skated. It's by far, it's the mother lode, is what we call it.
Where's it located again? I'm sorry.
Amarillo,
It's in Amarillo,
Texas.
Texas.
Amarillo, okay.
Yeah.
Did you get photos on that trip?
I've had multiple photos. I've had we've done magazine photos on it and
Yeah.
shit too. And yeah, so
What about on that trip?
yeah, we got trips on that. And then Blackheart got the cover. Or no, Snyder got the cover on that one. I think I got the centerfold maybe. I got a photo like doing a front side. But yeah, but it was a great trip. I remember Blackheart was skating and he took 2 skateboards, and he used to ride the big wood boards like Steve's talking about. Like I think they were either ash or oak that Kevin Thatcher and his brother made for
Are they called
Blackheart.
K-skates?
Yeah, I think they were case skates. Yeah, and he fell from like, geez, I'm thinking 10, 30, and his board just went straight down, just split in half. There's a photo in a magazine, in the Amarillo article in Skateboard in '79, where he's like
Issue 40.
playing like guitar like Ted Nugent, because he's a Ted Nugent freak with that broken board. But this guy's named Garrison, Garrison Page. He's the guy that took us from Texas. I still talk to Garrison, which is kind of cool.
Do you still go up to Baldy a lot?
I went there about a month ago.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But it was still wet from the rain, so we didn't skate it yet.
Gotcha.
It's actually dry again now, so
I've never been up
I've
there.
been back to dry. Well, shit, if you
I've
want to go,
been to Baldy.
I'll
Have
take
you?
you. Yeah, we took you there, didn't we?
Yeah.
We took the girl guys up there that time. Yeah,
Was it?
You were on that trip, weren't?
I don't know if I was on that.
No,
one.
but didn't you do the King of the Road or the Thrasher skate thing when that?
I just did a skit with you for like I think an intro for I think it was for.
Because that's what it
right.
was.
Was it pretty sweet?
Yeah.
Was it pretty sweet? Yeah.
Yeah,
pretty sweet.
yeah. You guys had the credits.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Were you
yeah.
in? You went up to Baldy for that?
Was it Baldy?
I think it was, and then we went to those pools too. I think
It was the pools that I remember.
the
Yeah.
pools. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are those S you're wearing?
They're S, yeah. XL Slims.
New?
The-
New issue?
like last 8 years. Or next
Not
10
so.
years. That's new.
There it is. That's Baldy, though.
Boom.
Casey.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Look
That
at
is high, though.
Super dope.
That is high, and he's out on the flat wall, and you
Yeah.
can see how the tranny kind of angles down.
Yeah.
Wait,
That
so
is
what do you mean? Like it
really
goes-
high.
See, the transition's really tall, like big at the pipe opening.
If you
as
see
it
the
goes
line, the
forward,
shadow to the right,
Right.
Yeah.
it continues to go down. So then it becomes squared.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay,
It doesn't
okay,
have any
gotcha.
transition.
So that's
Gotcha,
what happens at
yeah.
Amarillo. Same
That
thing.
is
but-
insanely high. I
Yeah.
forgot about that picture.
Is Amarillo still around?
Oh yeah, for sure. I
Don't
mean,
tell
they're
anyone.
dams. You know what I mean? They're not getting rid of dams.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, at one point, like, I don't know, it's so bizarre thinking back. Like, when I was a kid,
That is really
I would wake up
high.
in the morning and look at the dam from
It's
my street where I lived.
wheels are
I would
off.
look up Benson and how I used
His
to go
back wheels
up
are
to the
off.
skate park. I had to take Benson to skate park when I was a kid, all those time from 77 to 79
time.
or 78. And then you just look at the dam all the time. So knowing that we skated in a dam back in those days, and then we started skating skate parks, and then once we started skating all the Arizona pipes, which were the Central Arizona project they called it. After I started straightening that shit, I started kind of going to the libraries in Arizona and seeing if there was other Central Arizona project pipes I could skate, because they had a map of all their projects.
Oh wow.
So that was the thing that kind of piqued my interest in going to the library to actually find out more information about him. And through that trip in Arizona, I found out that they had a library that the U.S. Bureau of not the Army Engineer Corps, the U.S. Bureau of Reclamation had a library in Denver that made all the dams. So
they had location spots.
So I went and talked to the librarians and said, hey, I'm an art student, and I showed them some photos and pipes, and I go, I'm doing an art project on these. Can you help me find these images? And I'm looking for pipes, and I'm looking for pipe siphons, and I'm looking for morning glories. Those are the 3 keywords I wanted them to kind of type into their. This was when Google search first, when Google first comes out, right? And these librarians are like, hey, have you heard of Google? It's this new thing, and you should invest in this. If you put $10,000, you get $100,000 back, which I didn't do that time frame. And I know a couple of my friends did, and they got money back.
That would be good.
I was
That'd be nice.
early on.
I was kicking myself for not doing that shit. But that was
what year was that? I'm sorry.
This is like before 9/11, so this is like the summer of 2000.
Yeah. Okay.
So when we first went to Denver to the U.S. Bureau of Reclamation Library. So I'm thinking 2000. For like 10 years, me and like a group of dudes, probably like 6 or 7 of us, 5 of us at least, would go every summer and spend like at least a week, if not 2 weeks, of looking and searching for pipes at dams that we had never skated before.
Damn.
And I had got pretty good information from a good friend of mine in Arizona that they skated a pipe called Silverjack Dam in Colorado. So that was the first one we actually went and checked and skated. And then on that same trip, we went back to Amarillo. So we drove all the way from Texas back to Colorado. And then from there, we started going all the way through Colorado to skate more dams. And then Utah, Wyoming, Arizona. And so I probably checked like at least 28 dams, I think, by the time we were done. And I'm thinking out of 28 dams, we skated probably at least 10 or 12 pipes in some of these dams, which some of the ones I never had skated before. And then some of them were so good, we actually would go back.
But the Amarillo one was the biggest.
But Amarillo was not the biggest.
Not the biggest. Oh.
But the best.
The best.
By far. But that being said, there's one up in Northern California, Pipa Grande, which is 24 feet. And I'd say it rivals Amarillo, and it's probably just as good, if not better, to be honest with you. And we used to have permission to skate that for a while, but then the family who actually lived there, one of the brothers, we lost track of, and the mom passed away. And the other brother who kind of runs the place, he's a complete tweaker. And not into it. And I know some people actually gone up there and skated it and had run-ins with him. And it's not good at any point.
You okay, buddy?
You know what I mean?
I'm communicating.
Yeah, one time this guy
Like you were
supposedly...
Look over here with this guy.
one time this guy supposedly pulled a gun on some of my friends that I know went up there.
Oh, wow.
And he had a revolver. And my friend's a complete gun freak. And he saw that the revolver had no bullets in it.
Oh, wow.
And so he punched the dude in the fucking face and knocked him out cold.
So it's a revolver.
And then, because the guy pointed a gun at him, and then they took the guy's car and they left his car at the entrance, and that's how they got away.
Wow. What?
So that basically, once that happened, it basically kind of shut the whole thing down.
God.
So ever since that happened, I know 2 other people have gone there, and the guy pulled a shotgun on him, didn't fire it at him, and I don't know really whether, nothing happened more than that. Yeah, there you go, Pipa Grande, boom, right there. So this is the one that Blackheart drives his car up the fucking Morning Glory. Yeah, so there's not tire tracks there. Yeah, I'm so stoked you just found this. But right there, that's the Morning Glory. And dude, Blackheart drove a car up that thing.
Wow.
Yeah, because it was him and his friends who found the pipe originally that told us about it. Yeah, so that place is something special too, man, I'm telling you.
Did you say it's 24 feet tall?
Actually, there's me right
There you
there.
go. Damn, dude.
Yeah, it's Belmar. Hooray.
There's Kelly.
Yeah,
Oh,
crazy.
different Kelly.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm goofy.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, that's for sure. Oh, you mean talking stance?
Yeah. Or
I'm
both.
sorry, I thought we were just going to have small little...
Wow, I don't. It's kind of
Come
trippy.
out.
I don't think I've ever seen this footage before. I'm tripping on this right now.
Huh.
This is kind of cool.
JC, can you just email this to Salba so we can go on with the interview?
Yeah, do you need my email?
No, it's rad. It's interesting.
But again, like the pipe thing was like it's just
And you egg him on.
it's a cool thing, man. Yeah, keep egging me, baby. Twist my arm.
Come on, here we go. Did he take the revolver or not? No.
No, he didn't take the revolver.
That's you.
Steve,
Yeah.
For 100. I got it before you got it. What?
what do you want to talk about?
Hey, okay, so we went for
anything else.
We went on a
but-
pipe trip.
The pipes. Fucking, we've covered the pipes.
We went to
pipes are like surfing more so than anything else.
but
in
we went to
skateboarding.
Berryessa, and you did that for us.
Well, you're welcome, but I
Well,
still
but you
need-
set
I
that
need
up,
money.
didn't you? The ABC thing,
We-
remember that?
I do.
Yeah.
I did a trip with you, Frank Atwater, Ricky Stiles, a couple other
Royce.
Oh, Royce showed up.
And you
Did
had
Royce come up?
Bateman with you.
Bateman was working with us.
Yeah.
Yes, that was good. But that's another pipe. How big is that? 30 feet?
That was 28 feet.
28
Jesus.
feet.
And that
Rounding
was
it off a
filmed for
little bit.
ABC show The Extremist. I've only
Okay.
saw it once. I'm not sure what happened to it. I'd love to see it again because I've only seen it one time only.
JC,
Yeah,
pull it up.
me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The extremists.
The
Yeah.
Extremist, 1992. ABC.
Yeah.
Either way.
And that was at
Look at JC
Berryessa
just
Pipe.
going.
But
He's
crazy
he's
thing
awesome.
is Berryessa Pipe
He's like
up
your own
north
personal
was
AI guy.
kind of by San Francisco, where Berryessa Pipe is. This is kind of some crazy little history. Prior to us ever skating in it, that's where the gnarly Unabomber guy killed a lady at the park in the campground there.
Oh wow.
At that same
Unabomber?
place. Yeah.
Or was it
Or the other guy.
the other guy, Zodiac?
Zodiac.
Oh, Zodiac.
Yeah, not
yeah.
Unabomber.
Yeah,
Unabomber
Zodiac.
did some
Zodiac
bombing.
did it. Yeah,
Zodiac
Zodiac.
killed a lady up there.
At the pipe?
No, at the picnic ground where the pipe is.
Oh,
my
Senator.
Wow.
Yeah. At
I'm just saying
Berryessa.
living a little
Yeah.
bit here. Didn't either.
So I was kind of tripping on that, just kind of weird stuff. It's almost like
Yeah.
people have always asked me, have you ever skated a pool where
Someone's
someone
got entertainment.
died in the pool or whatever? And yes, we have. You know what I mean? So it is what it is.
Well, those pipes, all the pipes you go to, there's no one around.
No.
Right? Yeah. It's just like,
Yeah. So the
Yeah.
thing is, what happened was
You want to
like
go tomorrow?
on our
just
third,
me and you.
on our
Yeah,
third trip,
exactly. We'll play Zodiac.
on our third trip, one of the guys fell and hit
You
his
drive the
face
Mustang.
and knocked himself out.
Oh wow.
And we didn't know what to do because we were kind of like, fuck, what do we do
You
now?
cross between Zodiac and
Like,
He was just out cold.
it was Belmar.
no one stop.
He hit his face super hard and got kind of like
Deliverance.
zonked pretty good. Had to stop skating and shit. So after that, we were kind of like, man, maybe we should start bringing a medic with us just in case something happens. Seriously, you know what I mean? Because when you're out in these pipes, you're literally like, I mean, Silverjack, you're probably like 4 hours
Japanese.
from anywhere.
Any type of doctor or anything.
You know, like
Is there a
yeah.
doctor in the house?
Some of these things are like you're out
Yeah.
there. You know what I mean?
It's only 5 hours.
It's almost
away.
like going on a surf trip or like it's going and there's no one around. You're like 4 hours from help.
Yeah.
So it kind of got to the point we started kind of taking people who knew how to do medic shit with us. You
That's
take
good.
One
You took
guy.
Daniel
Yeah. So
Harold Sturt.
no, well, not him, but
Oh, he has medical.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
he's right.
He gave me mouth to mouth, and I was like, I'm not even hurt. What are you doing? I was taking a nap. Knock myself out. Get out of here.
Dude.
Okay, sorry.
No, I love this. Is
Okay,
great.
so what about
I mean,
Cherry Hill?
I love Cherry Hill. Everybody had sex with that. I'm kidding. No, Cherry Hill was fun. I don't know. I'm not. Cherry Hill's great. Do you ever ride Apple?
I never got to go to Apple,
Right.
man. You got to go there, right?
Yeah, that was fun.
Was it better than Cherry Hill?
No, Cherry Hill's best.
Oh yeah,
Well, better than Apple, but Apple was really good. The second best.
yeah. They had a good half pipe there, huh?
They had a great half pipe, and then a 3/4 pipe thing. I think.
Yeah.
But Apple, I mean, Cherry Hill was better. Why were they all named after fruits though? It's
don't know.
weird to me.
Yeah, it is
Cherry Hill,
interesting.
it went to Banana Bowl.
Yeah, I don't know.
It went to the peach cobbler pipe.
Good
Just
question.
kidding. So, I've been storing this forever.
I'm glad you're getting it out, Steve.
Okay, good. It's not the only thing coming out.
Dude, this is you guys are great.
We just started.
This is you want to keep going? We
Con-
could.
the contest thing was cool too.
Well, I
Cause,
feel like
it's 8:15.
'cause
What time do we
it's- 'cause
start?
tricks are being made
5:15?
up.
5:30. Yeah.
yeah.
That's
And
cool.
the thing is, when
Can
he
we
had
do
his,
that quick math, like 160?
he had interview in Skateboarder magazine with all the checkers,
Close to 3.
and he had the rock and roll picture, and I think he's got like orange Rector pads that Mike Rector was making for us that he made for Devo later. We got
He
got
made
some
it
of
for
those first
Devo
pads.
before us.
Oh wow.
Okay, whatever. But we had the same pads.
I
It was
just
sick.
chronologed.
But anyhow, that rock and roll picture of him was sick because when we first were learning all the tricks originally, Tim Marty made the rock and roll up, and it was such a mind blowing trick
But
when he
Richie
first did
De
it.
Losada made it.
That like
really
was like,
up.
what the fuck is that? And then like everybody in the skateboard like contest kind of circuit was saying who did this and who did that, and then all of a sudden we heard that he did the rock and roll.
All I
Tim
did
Marty.
was see the rock and roll and learn it, put it in my into my bag of tricks.
But the point is, when you
I took the rock and roll and layback,
Yeah,
which
but-
I had brought from like banks up into
Yeah.
the vert world. To the Arizona contest, I was like, these dudes don't have the layback. They don't have the rock and roll. We're skating the contest.
yeah,
You weren't
but,
at that.
but it was sick though because like at that
I was
contest,
like, all right, into run.
Yeah, I
Here
was
comes the
fucked up,
fucking
but-
rock and roll. Here comes the layback. I'm going to seal
he
the
got
deal.
the cover doing the layback, which was amazing because it was such a new trick at that time, and that's where I was kind of going with this. Is like some of these guys who did new tricks would bring something forward that no one had ever seen before. So even though rock and roll was like the most basic trick, just again like Tim Martin and him and me, we were the first 3 dudes to learn it before anybody. And
Yeah,
like,
we had it.
when we
They
had
didn't
that,
have
like,
it.
like
It's
he
an
was saying, like
advantage.
we were a little bit ahead of the dudes because we kind of were a little bit with some of the shit we could do. You know what I mean? So that part was kind of cool thinking about that. And then I remember like we used to both do like 360s, and I used to do the 1, 2, 3 slides. And then I heard that he made up a 360 rock and roll. And then I remember like, well, I don't know about that yet. And then we were at San Antonio before he got hurt, like practicing for that contest. On the very back end of the half pipe, we started kind of making that shit up. So I'm pretty sure it was either him or me who made it the 360 rock and roll. After all,
Come up backwards.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
180 and
Yeah.
rock and roll. Out.
So it's just kind of
I'll
just
take
cool
credit for that
thinking
one.
like
I
that.
didn't
called the
do it,
Olson
but
now.
whatever.
But we
No.
were
called the
both
Olson.
we were the first dudes to do that.
Right,
I remember
right.
that vividly. You know what I mean? So out of all the tricks I ever made up, that was the one trick that I thought was like, hey man, we got something cool here with this shit. Because after the rock and roll, 360 rock and roll, that gives like leads to the caballero.
Right.
Yes.
And then it leads to like the caballero pivot and all that kind of shit. So that's
Was that right
kind of-
after? Kind of. It was like, what was the next thing that came around? We were like, whoa, what the?
No, but see that didn't happen
All
at first
sorts of
because,
inverts.
because we did it first,
Inverts?
and then Cab
Well,
didn't come up with the caballero
inverts
until
and
80, I
X.
You
think.
still got it some time.
So we did
yeah.
this in '79, but I'm just saying this is still like laying the groundwork for shit.
Yes.
Other, like,
Yeah.
and I'm just saying all the '70s guys from those first 2 Hester Series contests really laid the foundation for even for like Lance and Neil and Hosoi and all those guys to go because they weren't there till Gold Cup. You know what I mean? So-
When did the invert come?
well,
around?
Bobby Valdez did the invert first before anybody, and then Howard Hood learned it second.
And you guys just saw it at a contest, or
Yeah,
just
he did a contest.
Yeah.
He brought it out of the
Yeah.
contest.
That's where everything's displayed.
Yeah, everything's
Yeah,
displayed
you're like,
at the
what
contest.
has he got?
Yeah.
No, he did
Yeah.
not just do that.
Yeah.
You're kidding me.
Yeah. Which is kind of tricky.
You know what I mean? You're like,
Yeah.
you seriously just did that?
Right.
Like you didn't even know what it was called or anything at that point.
Yeah,
You're
it's
just
like, you know, you're up to bat and the pitcher
Yeah.
throws the first curveball. You're like, what?
like first curveball ever.
And now he's got a fucking knuckleball that doesn't
Yeah.
even move.
And when he first did that first invert,
Was that a
though,
90
it
mile
was-
an hour fastball?
It was mind blowing. It really
I
was.
bet.
It was insane.
The
like,
invert?
yeah,
Yeah.
the-
And he rode kind of like he was asleep too.
Yeah.
He was very casual. He was a very cool skater.
Yeah, his eyes were always kind of like this.
Yeah, you're just like,
he
yo,
wasn't
he just
very-
did an invert and he's
He wasn't
snoring.
like an excitable guy. You know what I mean? He like just rode kind of like he had great style and all, but he just wasn't. There was no emotions. It was almost like
He ripped.
oh, he did rip. I'm not
Yeah.
saying he didn't rip 'cause he fucking ripped hard, but it's just he just didn't really show anything. Like,
So
hey,
once-
if I make something, I'm not gonna give it. Yeah, fuck it, man. You know what I mean? Or he's gonna, you know. So that's the thing when you're skating a contest. It's one thing to kind of do well in the contest, but if you kind of show a little bit of emotion and show a little bit of personality, I think that goes a long way too.
Big
For
time.
sure.
Yeah.
So when something like that happens, does everybody want to go out and now learn that trick?
Yeah, exactly.
That's just a
so.
You just have to guess, kind of like you watched it one time,
Yeah.
and you just got to go try to replicate
Well,
it.
the thing is too, is because there's video now.
Yeah.
When we were kids, you see a
There are
picture in a
photos.
mag, and it's just a photo.
Totally.
And then you see a 3-sequence shot, and then okay, I kind of understand. You see a 5-sequence shot, but still, you don't really know until you actually see it in real life.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that was the big difference.
Can you
did-
see
when did
something at the contest and then try it in the contest also? Like was that a thing, or you don't even try to touch it?
That'd be nuts.
I mean, sometimes you
You
would,
could try to do it.
Yeah.
Look at nice one, JC. That's the invert.
but yeah, there you go. Boom, first contest he did it at with a
No,
broken
second.
wrist too.
Broken?
He actually had a broken wrist too, and he did it.
Yeah, but he
Sheesh.
did it at Newark before this one.
No, he did. Yeah, he did. That's right, he did.
There's Salba.
Wow, where's that? Oh, that's Milpitas.
Yeah,
Dude, I
boom.
haven't seen this. What the fuck is this from?
JC, another one. Send it to him.
Yeah.
Dude.
Put that in the email, Jason.
There's Bobby Vale's
Oh, whoops, sorry.
skate tips.
Yeah, it was an amazing thing. It really was. And then Dave Andrick comes up with his version of the Andrick,
Right.
which I thought, like, why did he even grab the other way? Because basically Andrick's grabbing like a lean air before lean air.
What's this guy saying?
I gotta say, dude, Power Flex sounds like a really dope name.
It is. And Powerflex wheels, see right there, they're all colored wheels. Mm-hmm. They were the first. Well, they weren't the first colored wheel by any means. I had Alligator and Road Wider, but they were the first wheels that had multicolored sets. So you didn't have to just go buy a blue set or a yellow. They actually offered you could buy. It was almost having like Vans. Where you buy your special Vans, you get like a blue and a red one on one side, and you get like a yellow and green on the other side. And then I ordered this kind of shoes, and my dad bought my first pair of Vans for me. Like they were like $22 at that time, and I bought those. And I came home and the boss went, "What are those fucking clown shoes you wearing? You look like a clown." You know
Like, this is the new shit, bro.
But Dad, these are the cool things. All the kids at school wearing these, and all my skater friends. And you know what I mean. And so like the Powerflex wheels are just an extension of that.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I mean. And for me, I used to like the yellow ones because I used to do edges. I could put the yellow one on my right side so I could kind of see where I was, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. That's so crazy.
Yeah.
What do you mean you could see?
Well, just when you're doing a wheeler, I was
asking,
always looking at my wheel.
Challenging you. I'm like,
You know what I mean?
could see. I mean, you had edgers. Why? Edgers were like a sick trick.
But
it was a trick.
I would look at my wheel as I did the edger, so I knew I wouldn't edge out too hard. You know what I mean?
looking for something to explain the edger. But here's the coping.
Yeah.
And him and Tony Alva and some other cats, Bowman too, but they would be able to ride, and they would get on the outer edge of the last wheel, fourth wheel, and ride up and on top of the coping. And it's like a lot of times, your board, your wheel would just snap
Slip over. Yeah.
Right.
hang up.
Yeah.
But these dudes had it so wired out. I mean, I don't know if I ever told you this. I probably didn't because I was keeping it to myself until I went to the grave. But it was insane. He had it wired. Tony Alva had it wired. Brad Bowman had it wired. And I'm sure I'm missing some guys. But the edger was insane.
So the edger.
There. That's not really the right.
Yeah,
there,
like
that's
that.
an
Wow,
edger.
that is nuts.
Yeah.
That's an edger.
That's super
Wow.
fun.
But that edger just happens to be, can we go back to that one?
Yeah, it's like that Ron Emery right there too. Crazy.
Oh, and you're grabbing when you're doing this.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what I would do is I would actually, when I get to the top of the lip,
That one, JC.
because
He's not
sometimes
grabbing shit.
you kind of your board wants to flop like that.
Yeah.
So what I would grab my nose and try to do this with my board a little bit so it wouldn't hang up. You know what I mean?
So you're like fighting it.
But I wouldn't fight it. I would just take my nose and just do this.
Well, because you have to come in
Yeah.
at a certain angle.
Yeah. And if you
Like
kind of
they would roll out
you
over
tweaked your
the-
nose
it
a
was
little bit,
pretty-
the board wouldn't hang
whatever,
up as
it was
much.
Cool back
You know
then.
what I
You
mean?
never, did you?
But you had to look
You had it?
I'm not gonna.
where you were at though
Talk about
in order to
myself
do
like
that.
that.
Right.
So
I
I
do
would
that
always
just-
look at my wheel, like when I was going up. When I was trying to
Of
learn
course.
backside airs, and kind of dial them in on the ramp, because I learned them at the skate park. It was different than a ramp. And then when the skate park closed down in '88, and we had to build our own skateboard ramp. I mean, in my opinion, Hosoi still does the best backside airs out of all of us. I mean, Chris Miller's a pretty close second, not the best too. Lance is up there too, but I mean, let's be honest. Christian has the best backside air out of anybody. And so Hosoi
Better
would.
than the new guys,
I mean, it's just for our eras.
right? No. Okay, I'm just saying.
So, but what Christian told me
Yeah, to
was
clarify
what
real
he would
quick.
do is
Yeah.
he would spot
New kids
his
kinda
takeoff
fuck it.
spot. So when he's going up the wall, he looks where he's going to take off. Then as he hits the coping, he would look at his back foot as it hits the tail of the coping, which is very akin to me watching the coping when I do an edger. So when I was doing my best backside airs, I would do the same method as he taught me. Because in my opinion, Hosoi and my little brother were probably the two best teachers if you want to learn how to do something on a skateboard, instructor-wise. I mean,
Who?
they're both Mickey and Hosoi. I mean, I think they're both really good at showing people how to do it. I mean, there you go, boom. You know what I mean?
Holy shit.
All right.
So-
They say so it was next level, bro.
Yeah. I mean,
Yes.
fucking next level. And that's the OP Pro contest in '86 at Huntington where the riot happened. I was on top of the ramp that day.
I helped design those shorts he's skating in.
Yeah, for Jimmy's, those are sick.
Not
Those are
kidding.
were those Jimmy?
But the one thing you're not joking about?
I could make a joke about it. But
Look
he
at
did go
this
back to
dude.
jail, but
That's so crazy.
it's insane. That was
Right?
crazy, that contest. I wasn't there, but it seemed crazy.
I mean, that run just was in
That place is packed,
No, he was like
dude.
Yeah, that's the
Another
OP
level.
Pro.
1980
during the surf contest.
86.
Yeah.
Is
Was
it
he
a-
on Jimmy Z at that time?
Yes.
It was it wasn't a
It
contest.
was like a
though.
demo.
It was
We did a demo for the surf contest. But that's when the fucking riot happened. It was so gnarly.
Where they
What do you mean?
torched
What
the
was
car?
Yeah, where
That was the biggest ride in Huntington. Was that day?
Oh,
right,
really?
Right
where, on
after
Main
that demo.
Street or like
No, on the beach.
On the
Oh,
beach.
damn.
So
South
we were
side of the
skating. We
pier.
were skating a demo right there that day, right? And these dudes behind the ramp. What happened was, I mean, I saw the whole thing happen. So this girl was walking by this group of dudes and two hot chicks, and they took their tops off. Right? They took like they had their string bikinis on. They pulled the string bikini off, and so her top fell down.
Oh, so some guys took him off?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
behind
shit.
the ramp.
some
A
lesbians.
group of 4 or 5 guys took the top off the 2 girls. And the 2 girls' boyfriends went back to beat those dudes up for what they did, and that's how the whole thing started. And then from there, it escalated. The cops tried to stop it. 2 cops first, and they got beat down. And then the guys came in on the ATCs, they got beat down, and the whole thing went ballistic.
Ooh.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Did they
so-
torch a cop car or a
Oh, they
Jeep?
did. They torched like several cop cars.
wow.
And
It was,
ATCs.
it was on fire.
I mean, it was they had to call
literally.
They had to call a helicopter
It
on that
was
day to break it all
like
up.
a riot.
Gee.
The helicopter came in from the ocean and turned its rotor blades this way,
Right here.
like 20 feet off the deck. Yeah.
Oh
There.
my!
Thanks,
Wow.
JC.
Yeah.
JC is on it today.
JC
Yeah.
is not on it. He is it.
Yeah.
JC,
look how
AI
many-
has nothing on you.
Yeah, look how many people are
Yeah,
there.
it was insane. So when it first happened,
So,
we were still on top of the
That's
ramp.
got a good build.
And then the police kind of eventually made everybody got the beach and forced us off the ramp and were hitting us with billy clubs and shit.
Damn.
It was pretty burly.
Wow.
Bo Brown was the announcer that day. And
that
we were
Roger?
behind the ramp trying to hide. I was on top of the ramp
he
still, and the
been
cop
on that?
came
He's
and
at
hit him over the head
go.
with a billy club. And where the ramp was,
Get
they
him
had the
out.
big X braces and the ramp holding the decks
Not
up,
in
right?
front of the camera.
And there was a nail sticking out.
Oh,
And when they hit him, and his head hit the fucking nail, and he just got knocked out onto the ground.
Sheesh.
And the cops were trying to beat him still, and I stopped the cop from hitting him with a billy club. I grabbed his hand and stopped from hitting Bo because Bo was knocked out, cold, right? And we were trying to kind of get him up and help him out. And the cops started beating us with billy clubs and shit too. Yeah, it was pretty hectic, man.
Jeez, you guys have
started
had
food
a,
fights.
you guys have
and
had a
fucking-
life.
Yeah.
I mean, God.
I had my skateboard helmet on that day, so when he hit me in the helmet first
Oh, my God.
with a
that's
billy
good.
club. But I was just pissed, and I grabbed it out of his hand and took a billy club, and like at that point he didn't know what to do, and he just kind of like, you know.
Ran off.
But at that point we were trying to boogie, and then the people were throwing stuff at people, and I mean I saw people like throwing like quarts of beer, like from the pier. Like at cops on the ground. Like I saw one cop get hit in the head with a beer bottle, just get completely annihilated, knocked out.
I mean, it sounds like a riot.
Oh, it was
Sounds like a
it
riot.
was
Sounds like a riot.
It was like
Yeah.
a punk,
Right.
it was like
Yeah.
a punk rock riot. You know what I mean?
Crazy.
So like, and I've been in plenty
A
of punk
riot.
rock rides,
It's a riot,
but not
yeah.
like a surf punk rock riot. You know what I mean?
BLM, June 6th. No, January 6th, Capitol.
Mm.
Same night vibe.
All right, well, let's wrap this up, man. How we have a good. Where are you going?
Oh, we're gone.
Oh, you guys are. Oh, just like that? We're gonna leave?
I thought you said we're done.
Oh, we're not.
I just put my
Are you
deck down.
guys
You just
done?
gotta take a piss.
Oh, take a piss.
There we go.
We still
How
got.
about
We got to do the closing.
Yeah, no, we're still hanging.
Yeah,
I'm not.
Steve, sit back down, man.
Just kidding.
Let me at least shake your hand. And then
So
we'll
we're
get the
done?
fuck out of here.
Shake my right hand.
How's everything going? Anything good on the phone? What's going
Look
on
at-
there?
I have a dinner.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to be a 3-hour gig. I don't care.
Do you need to go?
No.
Do you need to eat dinner? Or are you going to have dinner with somebody?
I'm going to have dinner with someone.
Oh, you're still going to do it.
100%. I told
What
them
time
I'll
are we
do it
going?
tonight.
Yeah.
I thought it was
Now.
no.
What time are we going to dinner?
Yeah, I mean you.
Listen, babe, our date's tomorrow.
Okay.
Don't forget we're playing Zodiac meets Deliverance.
Well, this has been
how
great.
do we,
This
how
has
do we
been
wrap
great.
it up?
Yeah. Well, we'll wrap it up. I mean, Salba, we'll yeah. You don't want to go for another 40 minutes? 30?
He's got to go to a.
10?
He's got a date, dude.
Hot
We
Where are you
need
going,
to
Bruce?
go.
Bruce Chris?
Going to Roosterfish.
Let's
Let's go skate a bowl.
no, let's wrap this
smoke a
up.
bowl.
It was good times.
Okay,
I
let's
mean,
not.
thanks
Smoke
for
a pole.
Always
I'm
good
kidding.
times. Hey,
always.
Thanks for
you guys got to come
What
back
happened?
and,
Thanks
and
again.
hang out again.
I'm just stoked you guys had us
Steve,
back.
give
Oh,
me-
yeah.
give me a handshake,
Oh,
dude.
come,
Thank you, bro.
please, Chris
Thank you.
Roberts. What are you kidding? Oh, yeah, no.
Come back again. Who,
Okay, that is the most insincere.
what do you mean?
Come back again.
My tone is not
like in
is not
50
right.
years when you're dead.
Alba, come back.
See what I'm saying? Like,
You got me all
dude, it's
twisted,
out of- Because A, you're like a little brother, and B, of course I'm coming back tomorrow.
We're gonna see.
You're not recording, but you know, I got
Come
a
back
date
and
with
hang out all
Kelly.
day, man. We're gonna hang out and you're not getting rid of
yeah,
us.
well, yeah, sure.
We're gonna follow you around.
This has been great.
No, it's been amazing. All you guys are stories is great. come back again, man.
Okay, I'm so sick of this insincere invite. Again, you try to make it up and it's all good. Let's call
How about
JoJo.
this? How about this? Let's get the fuck out of here.
Oh, boom, finally. I will come back though. Are we done? We're not.
Yeah, let's do it. We'll wrap it up.
Is that ammo?